شیر پیل افکنی بزن که خوب میزنی نترس از این که دارد روبرویت ناو می آید که دارد سوی یک شیر گرسنه گاو می آید تو رستم تهمتنی تو رستم تهمتنی تو شیر پیل افکنی تو شیر پیل افکنی به فرق کاخ و تختشان زندگی نحزشان به قلب دشمن دنی بزن که خوب میزنی نمیبینی به ایران باز هم طاغوت برگردد نمیبینی به ایران باز هم طاغوت برگردد تجاوز کار میبایست با تابوت برگردد تو رستم تهمتنی تو شیر پیل افکنی از این نبرد خسته شد ابهتش شکسته شد طلسم دیو بشکنی بزن که خوب میزنی اگرچه داغ فرزندانمان جان سوز است ولی تاریخ میگوید که خون بر تیغ پیروز است بگو با زورگویان استقامت میکند ایران ببین در معرکه اینک قیامت میکند ایران تو رستم تهمتنی تو رستم تهمتنی تو شیر پیل افکنی بزن که خوب میزنی خداست یارو یاورد توکل اصلش یارد تو فوق هرچه آهنی تو فوق هرچه آهنی بزن که خوب حسینی با یزیدی صلح یک ساعت نخواهد کرد کسی مانند ما با مثل او بیعت نخواهد کرد شبیه چارپا در باطلاق مرگ وامانده ببین بر روی نهضش سیلی ایران به جا مانده بزن که خوب میزنی بزن که خوب میزنی قریب شادی جهان رسیده تا به آسمان تو آن امید روشنی بزن که خوب میزنی تو رستم تهمتنی تو شیر پیل افکنی به قلب دشمن دنی طلسم دیو بشکنی تو فوق هرچه آهنی بزن تو رستم تهمتنی تو شیر پیل افکنی
And it begins. Hello, my name is Grant Smith Ellis, and welcome to Towel News. How have you all been? This has been quite an afternoon. It's 2:32 p.m. Eastern Wartime here in Boston. Oh no, we're having a few dropped frame issues. Let's just say there is a surprising, well, not so surprising, amount of activity on the interwebs. Oil's at 106 a barrel. There we go. We're having some turbulence on Air Towel. Nice to see you. It's not you though, and it's not me. Internet is fine. We're just having some drop beams, as there are a lot of people online, as you can imagine. My name is Grant Smith Ellis, and I'm here to tell you about as much of it as I can. If you're just tuning in, you may be well aware that there are some developing situations, including, but not limited to, 7 launches of missile attacks towards the UAE over the past, I would say, 1 hour. There was at least 1 ship hit, if not 2. Iran launched a preemptive attack on the UAE, which is indeed what is causing a majority of the ongoing chaos. If you're just tuning in, Iran launched a preemptive 7-strike attack. Hello, Ann. Hello, Tiffany Bob. You should expect turbulence today, ladies and gentlemen. You should expect turbulence. If you thought the turbulence over the past few days was bad, bear with Towel News. There will be some turbulence. It is 2:34 p.m. Eastern U.S. wartime. It is Monday, May 4th, 2026. That's in Boston. It's 8:34 p.m. in South Africa. I heard Towel Girlfriend might come by and say hello. It's 9:34 p.m. in Tel Aviv, Israel. And it's 10:04 p.m. in Tehran, Iran. Iran has launched a series of preemptive attacks. A series of preemptive strikes, you may call them, on the UAE. My name is Grant Smith Ellis, and I'll be here to monitor those strikes with you. Now, we are going to experience some buffering, okay? Because a lot of people are trying to get news. That inevitably means the servers are going to take a little bit of a bumpy ride. If you get any buffering, that's fine. Just refresh the stream, and I'll do my best to keep you updated. Again, I expect there to be a little bit of a bumpy ride due to the 7 waves of missiles just launched at the UAE. So as that happens, I'm literally watching the servers as a lot of people tune in. Not just here, but on other streams as well. And I'll do my best. I'll do my absolute best. I can do some things to make it a little more stable. For example, I can do that. Okay? That makes it a little more stable. I can't guarantee anything, though, right now, because there's a lot of activity. If you're tuning in, yes, there have been 7 waves of missile launches. 7 waves of missile launches at the UAE in the past hour. There has been no response. Let me rephrase. There were American strikes on Iranian boats to start the day. Okay? About 4 hours later, Iran launched a surprise attack, on the UAE in retaliation for those strikes on their boats. The boats were reported to have, the strikes on the boats belonging to Iran were reported to have killed as many as 12 IRGC soldiers. Hello, Michael Brown. It's so good to see you, my friend. Right now, we are in a holding pattern. Why? Because the UAE has promised retaliatory strikes against Iran. Iran, for its part, has launched 7. I repeat, you are not mistaken. 7 waves of attacks against the UAE, okay, in the past few minutes. I, for my part, am trying to just keep things stable. keep things going here. There's a substantial amount of turbulence on Air Tau. Has nothing to do with any of you. It's just there's bound to be a little instability while there's so much activity. But I'm doing my best. I use an RTMP client, so I have somewhat of a capacity to see how things are going. All right. So I'm keeping you up to date. I'm monitoring what's going on, and I will let you know. If you're just tuning in, the waves of missile strikes that hit in the UAE were quite serious. I'm going to show you some of them now. They were quite intense. They were intense for a number of reasons. They hit the oil facilities in the south of the country. I'm going to see if I can load that for you now. Okay, I have the latest for you. Things are slow. I have to wait for the servers to stabilize. It has nothing to do with you or me. I just want to make sure you're able to actually see this. Here is the latest from the south. Okay, this is the south of the this is the Fujihara oil port. It's kind of in the south of the UAE. Yes, you're looking at the latest scenes from a surprise Iranian attack on the UAE. The latest pictures from the United Arab Emirates, where Iran has launched a surprise attack. You are looking at the latest scenes from the UAE. Hello, Lavender and Rose. Hello, Michael Brown and Pete. Ladies and gentlemen, I am expecting an intense flurry of developments. I am expecting a night of all nights, and I will do my best to keep you updated throughout. I'm going to show you now the latest report coming in from Israel's Home Front Command.
Conversation. Translated from French. Alert info. The leadership of Israel's Home Front Command announces the possibility of issuing a general alert asking residents to remain near shelters in the coming hours.
Hello, Microdot. It's so good to see you. My friend, what I understand is the U.S. hit 6 Iranian ships. In response, Iran hit this Emirati ship. So in response, sorry for the buffering there, we're having some buffering across all servers. In response to that attack, in response to the American attack, God bless you, Microdots. Thank you for your support. I gotta wait for the servers to calm down a little bit anyway. The YouTube servers are buffering a little bit today. God bless you, Richie. God bless you, Microdots. Thank you for all your hard work as well. Okay, we should be back. There's a little bit of server temperamentality today, but I can monitor it on the back end. This is the latest statement from the Iranians for their part.
Conversation. The element of surprise is no longer a secret. It has become a reactant earthquake that will wipe out years of arrogance in a matter of hours.
Waiting for... Hold on, we're having some buffering. We're back. The servers are very temperamental. I'm able to keep a little bit of the stream going, but I'm seeing... So it's only accepting like half the frames I'm sending right now. It's doing its best. It's giving it a solid effort. You got to give it an A for effort. So I'm not going to complain too much. Even during a heavy server load, it's doing a good job. All right. Here's the latest statement from President Trump, which I will read out to you. It's notable for what it does not mention. Iran has taken some shots at unrelated nations with respect to the ship movement's Project Freedom, including a South Korean cargo ship. Perhaps it's time for South Korea to come and join the mission. We've shot down 7 small boats, or as the Iranians like to call them, fast boats. It's all they have left. Other than the South Korean ship, there has been, at this moment, no damage going through the strait. Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, and Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, Dan Kane, will have a news conference tomorrow morning. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President Donald J. Trump. So, let me say a few things about this. One, this is wrong. There have been 7 missile attacks on the UAE in the past hour. And that was before this truth post went out from Mr. President Trump. 7, ladies and gentlemen. One second. Those Iranian missile attacks targeted everywhere from Abu Dhabi to Dubai and elsewhere. That was before Mr. President Trump put out that statement. Israel, for their part, is preparing for what could be a nationwide alert, telling residents to remain near their shelters, which is the exact same alert that we saw before the start of this conflict. As to the UAE, there is a NOTAM, a notice to airmen, and there has been a significant drop in flight activity over the United Arab Emirates. Here's the latest statement from Admiral Brad Cooper of U.S. CENTCOM. The distinction from my perspective is crystal clear. U.S. forces are helping the international community in restoring the flow of global commerce, while the IRGC, on the other hand, is doing everything it can to terrorize and threaten commercial shipping. My operational assessment overall is that the U.S. military has the clear advantage. We have an enormous amount of capability and firepower concentrated in and around the Strait of Hormuz. Meanwhile, there has been no response whatsoever to, and I am not over-exaggerating, 7 Iranian attacks. Let's listen to the latest from Trey
Sandra,
Yates.
good afternoon. I spoke with
regarding his latest conversation just minutes ago with President Trump.
President Trump for 20 minutes about the situation with Iran. He talked about Project Freedom and the U.S. efforts to guide vessels through the Strait of Hormuz, issuing a new warning to the Iranian regime, saying if the Iranians try to target U.S. ships in this area, they will be, quote, blown off the face of the earth. Remember, this was a project implemented by the Americans overnight to assist the hundreds of vessels that are currently trapped in the Persian Gulf. We're talking about more than 20,000 sailors. And the president told Fox he's doing this for humanity. Some of these sailors were running out of food and supplies on these vessels due to the Iranian threats that are ongoing in this area. And again, the president saying that if U.S. ships in the region are targeted, the Iranians will be blown off the face of the earth. Now, I also asked President Trump about the possibility of negotiations with Iran succeeding. He said the Iranians are being far more malleable than they were being in the past, showing flexibility given the U.S. pressure that continues as part of the American American blockade of Iranian ports, President Trump called that blockade the greatest military maneuver in history. As it relates to the combat preparations that continue across the region, President Trump understands there are two paths here. The Iranians either make a good faith deal or ultimately combat operations could resume. And President Trump told Fox News that right now they have bases all over the world. There are American preparations underway. He said they're all stocked with equipment and we can use all of that stuff. And if he needs it, he will use it. But the headline here, Sandra, the president issuing a new warning to the Iranian regime if they do fire on U.S. vessels in the Persian Gulf or near the Strait of Hormuz. And today we can report, according to CENTCOM Commander Admiral Brad Cooper, there were multiple attempts on American vessels and merchant ships in this region. And Cooper says that there were U.S. efforts to shoot down both missiles and drones in the Persian Gulf as these Iranian efforts to attack vessels in the region continue. Sandra?
All right. So, Trey, is it fair to say you got a sense of optimism as this continues from President Trump in that phone call?
Yeah, absolutely. The president is in charge here in terms of not only the negotiating table, but also the U.S. military posture across the region. You have the excellence of the U.S. Navy on display here. And the president even talked about how just 2 weeks ago there was that vessel that tried to break through the U.S. blockade. And ultimately, American forces fired into the engine room after giving the vessel 4 separate warnings. And it stopped that vessel in its tracks. And this is a display of what will happen if the Iranians try to test the U.S. blockade. So far, it's been quite successful in stopping these vessels, specifically from Iranian ports. Remember, this is very important to note here. The United States is not trying to stop any sort of merchant vessels who are going through the Strait of Hormuz. They're actually trying to help these vessels make their way through this area despite the Iranian threats. It's the vessels that are coming from Iranian ports that are being stopped. And we're talking about a lot of oil that is currently in the Persian Gulf that now the United States has control over when and where it moves. And the president talked about this as well. The Iranians tried to put pressure on the United States and the military in the region, and their plan backfired. And ultimately, that led to President Trump controlling the Strait of Hormuz. And that is what we are seeing right now. Iranian ports are totally stopped at this moment. They cannot move vessels out through the Strait of Hormuz due to the U.S. Navy blockade. And the president now is issuing this new warning to the Iranian regime if they try to escalate in the Persian Gulf.
Oh, hi, Towel Girlfriend. You're so wonderful. How are you doing? It's so good to see you. I'm so pleased you're here. That's Towel Girlfriend, everyone. She's wonderful and beautiful. It makes my heart smile. You can see now, and I will show you, the waves of Iranian attacks. It started 1 hour ago. It went on for an hour straight. 1 hour straight. There has been no response. So America bombed 6 Iranian fast boats in the Strait, killing a reported 12 members of the IRGC. Within 2 hours, Iran did not wait for America to amass its forces and Israel to amass their forces in Bahrain and the UAE and Kuwait. Nope. Immediately, Iran launched a surprise attack in 7 waves. 7 waves across the UAE. These waves started, let me find you the first one, at about 9:05 a.m. right before the markets opened. Right before the markets opened. Oh, Mimi, Nikki is in the chat. Mimi, you get to meet Nikki. She's here. You can say hello. That's her. Mimi, Nikki's so wonderful. She's so excited to meet you. I'm so glad Mimi and Nikki get to say hello. Mimi's wonderful. Mimi has a baby goat. As I mentioned, the attack started about 9:30 a.m. this morning. They went in 7 waves. There's very rarely media footage that comes out of the UAE because it's a serious crime in the UAE to share footage of attacks. But I'll show you the latest from Hezbollah, which has released a number of pieces of footage. There's been no attacks, shockingly enough, from Hezbollah on northern Israel in hours. But this is the latest footage from Hezbollah earlier today, from April 30th, released today. New, there is emerging reports of a massive cyber attack against the UAE right now from Iran. I repeat, there is a report of a massive cyber attack against the UAE right now, launched by Handela Hack. Here's the latest I have. A coordinated hybrid cyber and missile attack has targeted the Fujihara port, in the UAE. Hours ago, in a fully coordinated operation, the systems of Fujihara port in the UAE were first fully infiltrated by Handela Hack. Minutes later, the port came under extensive missile attacks. This operation once again demonstrates the convergence of cyber and missile warfare on the same battlefield. Within minutes, documentation of this operation, along with thousands of confidential documents, is expected to be released. A warning, UAE, you are sitting in a glass house. Do not sign your own death warrant. Oh, okay. I don't know what to say about that. I'm just reporting to you what has just been reported. Handela Hack is taking responsibility and claiming a coordinated operation. This is a marked escalation. Iran did warn that they have new tactics they were going to deploy on the battlefield. I guess we can say hello to those new tactics, ladies and gentlemen. I think we know full well what they are now. I think it's fair to say. Oh, goodness. That is a drastic escalation. Hello, First 48. It's so good to see you. Yes, that is a marked escalation if Handela Hack has indeed done that. If you're just tuning in, there have been multiple attacks on Iranian ships, on UAE ships, and otherwise. I have a number of statements to read for you now, okay? Including a statement from various governments in response to the to the attacks. Here was the most recent statement from the UAE Ministry of Defense 1 hour ago.
Expect an earthquake that will wipe out. Conversation. Translated from Arabic. The UAE's air defenses are currently dealing with missile attacks and incoming drones from Iran, and the Ministry of Defense confirms that the sounds heard in various parts of the country are the result of the UAE's air defense systems intercepting ballistic missiles, cruise missiles, and drones. UAE air defenses system are actively engaging with missiles and UAV threats. MOD asserts that the sounds heard across the country are the result of ongoing engaging operations of missiles and UAVs.
Latest from the UAE Ministry of Defense. Yeah, Iran 100% launched a preemptive attack on the UAE in the past few hours. And they did so, and I expect there to be attacks in Kuwait, in Bahrain, in Jordan, and elsewhere, because Iran anticipated a preemptive American strike. There was also a strike reported on a civilian residential building in Oman. Here's the latest from the government of Jordan.
MOD asserts that the sounds heard across the country are the result of ongoing engaging operations.
Wrong one, British reporter towel.
Conversation. Jordan today condemns the brutal Iranian attacks on the Sicily United Arab Emirates state, which targeted civilian sites and facilities, resulting in the injury of 3 individuals of Indian nationality, and affirmed its rejection and denunciation of these attacks, which constitute a flagrant violation of the sovereignty of the Sicily UAE and a dangerous escalation and threat to the security of the UAE, its stability, and the safety of its territories. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Expatriates Affairs affirmed in a statement Jordan's absolute solidarity with the Sicily United Arab Emirates state in confronting the Iranian attacks, and its standing with it in all steps it takes to protect its sovereignty, security, and the safety of its citizens and residents therein. The ministry expressed its wishes for the prompt recovery of the injured. Republic of Balochistan stands with the UAE and condemns Iranian cruise missile attacks. Date, May 4, 2026. The Republic of Balochistan strongly condemns the Iranian cruise missile attacks on various parts of the United Arab Emirates and denounces these attacks in the "Because you are mercenaries groveling to the American and the Zionist. O Allah, protect the United Arab Emirates, and keep it under your security and guarantee. Guard it with your eye that never sleeps,
stones.
And your strength that never..."
Hi, Standing Stones. How are you, my dear friend? As you can see, there is a serious situation developing this evening. The question is only how will the UAE and America respond, not when will they respond. So again, the missile attacks on the UAE started earlier today. Okay, it started at about 9:30 a.m. Eastern. Here were some of the earliest images that I got of the attacks by Iran. They were surprise attacks on oil facilities in the UAE. You're looking at the latest pictures. Those are from, it's very hard to get any pictures out of the UAE, but these were in gas fields. So it was not downtown, and people did post a little bit of it. I'm trying to confirm what exactly is going to happen with tonight. There's no question there's going to be. The UAE has already announced that they're going to retaliate. The question is when. How are they going to retaliate? Where are they going to retaliate? There have been no explosions, as I can see right now, and no attacks reported in Iran. There's no question. Okay, I have a statement from the Iranian IRGC, the headquarters of the Seal of the Prophets. May the peace be upon them. I'm going to read it to you now. This is the IRGC statement right now. Here we go. This is all it says.
Conversation. Statement. Our strikes on the UAE came after we confirmed their participation in targeting our country. We return and emphasize to them the necessity of absorbing our strikes, which will be less than what they did. And in the event of any mistake, we will not hesitate to bomb all vital facilities.
Wow. So the Iranians have thrown down the gauntlet. They've said we bombed the UAE. Now this had come out, the Republic of Blockade. I'm not really sure, Mohammed. I've heard it before. We might have to Google it, but I don't remember offhand. Now, yesterday, Iran made an announcement that they had definitive proof that the UAE had participated in bombing raids during the war. This is the first time that Iran has basically now said, listen, we bombed you. We know you participated in the war. Do not strike back. My goodness. Hello, Mohammed. So good to see you. So, Iran's formal position is that they have struck the UAE with 7 waves of ballistic missiles because the UAE was found to have not just facilitated American and Israeli attacks on Iran, but participated with their own jets during the war, the 40-day war, in between February 28th and April, roughly 18th or so of this year. Iran has now said, formally, in a statement, 15 minutes ago, we have attacked the UAE with 7 waves of ballistic missiles because the UAE participated in the war, and the UAE is not to respond. Reports that the UAE is expanding its alliance with Israel to include ground operations, operational partnerships on the ground. Obviously, Israel has sent what are basically laser interceptors to the UAE. So the UAE is not part of the Israel alliance, but it's very close to Israel. It's very aligned. And the UAE, the way it works is it gives its citizens a very high quality of life and security guarantees, but they have to pledge like complete fealty to the state. Hello, Nanya. You are a towel. It's so good to see you. And here's a little bit of a further announcement from Iran, per report.
And in the event of any mistake. Conversation. Translated from Arabic. Iranian announcement. In the event that the situation escalates into a comprehensive infrastructure conflict, the Habshan-Fujairah pipeline, alongside the Jabal Yanbu pipeline in Saudi Arabia, will undoubtedly become targets for intense attacks from the Iranian side and will be disrupted.
So you can see the Iranians, the markets haven't even closed. And so the Iranians did their, folks should understand the timing of this. The first attack on the Iranian boats occurred very early this morning, probably circa 6 to 9 a.m. Eastern. By 9 a.m., right before the U.S. markets opened, Iran at 9:05 launched its wave of attacks, its first wave. They then did 7 waves over 3 hours, maybe 4. Those waves ended about 2 hours ago. There has been no response. Zero. Okay, the UAE has put out its statement. The UAE has put out its formal statement. I repeat, the UAE has put out its formal statement. I have it for you here. The UAE's formal statement is as follows.
Conversation. UAE air defenses engaged 12 ballistic missiles, 3 cruise missiles, and 4 drones. The Ministry of Defense announced that on May 4, 2026, UAE air defenses engaged 12 ballistic missiles, 3 cruise missiles, and 4 drones originating from Iran, resulting in 3 moderate injuries. Since the start of Iran's brazen attacks on the UAE, air defenses have engaged 549 ballistic missiles, 29 cruise missiles, and 2,260 drones. This brings the total number of injuries to 227 cases, from multiple nationalities including Emirati, Egyptian, Sudanese, Ethiopian, Filipino, Pakistani, Iranian, Indian, Bangladeshi, Sri Lankan, Azerbaijani, Yemeni, Ugandan, Eritrean, Lebanese, Afghan, and Russian. The total number of martyrs also reached 3, one of whom was a civilian of Moroccan nationality contracted with the armed forces, while the total number of civilian deaths reached 10 from the following nationalities: Pakistani, Nepali, Bangladeshi, Palestinian, Indian, and Egyptian. The Ministry of Defense affirms that it is on high alert and readiness to deal with any threats, and to firmly confront all attempts to undermine the state's security, thereby ensuring the preservation of its sovereignty, security, and stability, and protecting its interests and national capabilities.
Well, there you have it. Confirmation from the UAE. Also, yes, Standing Stones, you are the only person who has chatted with Nikki. You are in a very special club. It's called the Standing Stones Club. You're the only member so far. Very intense. The question is now only when will the UAE and the US respond? Will they wait till markets close? Will they even care? You can't let this kind of attack go unanswered. It was a very serious strike. It basically was Iran declaring, and I'll show you the launches, these are going to be loud. It was basically Iran declaring that they claimed the attack. They said that they were responsible, and then they said, you're not going to do anything about it, or else. Okay, I'm going to show you now the launches. Iran has put out a video a few hours ago of the missiles they launched at American ships and Emirati ships and other. It's only 15 seconds. But Mr. President told me Iran doesn't have any weapons left. I don't know what to make of that. You know, those look like Iranian missiles, or missiles from Iran, being launched at the Gulf. But Mr. President said Iran has nothing left. They have no command and control, no army. Here's the latest from Al Arabia. Are we on the verge of a new military strike against Iran?
ما يجري الآن في مضيق هرمز من تصريحات من كلا الطرفين، هناك حالة من الغموض، تضارب في المعلومات. كان هناك تصريح لوكالة تسنيم بأنه تم استهداف فرقاطة بصاروخين وتم إصابتها، والجانب الأمريكي ينفي. الجانب الأمريكي يقول بأن هناك كان 9 سفن دخلت اليوم وخرجت من المضيق، والجانب الإيراني ينفي. ولذلك هناك حالة من التضارب، هناك يعني معلومات غير واضحة، حالة من الضبابية بما يجري. ولكن باعتقادي الولايات المتحدة تريد أن تشرعن العمل القادم، وهو عملية التصعيد العسكري، لأنه يمكن أن يكون ما يجري الآن على الرغم من أن من قام بفتح المضيق، إيران فتحت المضيق لحرية التجارة، ولكن الولايات المتحدة قامت بعملية الحصار البحري. ولذلك حتى هذا اليوم عندما تم الحديث عن مشروع الحرية كانت القيادة أو القيادة الأمريكية صرحت بأن الحصار مستمر، ولذلك لا يمكن أن يستمر الحصار ويكون هناك حديث عن فتح المسارات البحرية في الدخول والخروج. ولذلك أستطيع أن أقول بأن السردية الأمريكية بما كان يعنى بأنها تسيطر على المضيق وما يتم التصريح والتلويح به معلومات غير دقيقة وغير صادقة، وهذا أكبر دليل ما نراه، وقد نكون على أبواب.
If you speak Arabic, you will know he was basically saying, are America and the UAE about to strike Iran? Taking you to Brazil now, where a plane has crashed into a building. You have the shock footage now from Brazilians.
Olha só, ele atingiu a fachada de prédio e caiu.
You're looking at a video now from Brazil of a plane that just crashes on live TV into a building. You're going to watch now the result of that plane crash. The plane did not explode. It simply crashed into the building and kept going. Yes, you are looking at a plane in Brazil about 2 hours ago that was just flying through the city. It turned left and then inexplicably it crashed into a building. It remains unclear why this plane crashed into that building. But yes, you are looking at the primary source footage. It's just a small clip of a plane flying through the middle of a city in Brazil. It turns left. Yes, that is the plane turning left. It doesn't really go for a street. It just crashes into a building. I don't know if it was trying to hit that building or not. It's unclear why it maneuvered the way it did, if it lost control, it's really unclear. I'll try to get you a follow-up, but just the fact that live TV happened to be filming as this plane, this was just an hour or two ago in Brazil when this was published. It's really quite incredible. I'm not really sure why they had a camera there, or if they knew that plane was going to crash, if they heard it squawking an emergency code. I'm not really sure what caused this footage to be captured, but there you go. It does exist. It's almost astounding that they managed to have a camera there. I hope those people are okay. I do not have a follow-up report for you. This happened in Brazil just about an hour and a half ago, and I only have the initial primary source footage. The plane was obviously in some kind of distress. It looked like it was trying to maybe land in the middle of a road. That's the best guess, but it almost looks intentional. I mean, but it does lose a lot of, like, it does look like it doesn't have any ability to control itself there. It's just its belly. I'm not an analyst of this, but its belly is like falling at a very fast rate. So it doesn't look like it's maintaining altitude there at the end. So there it looks like it's like flying, but watch what happens when it turns. I'm not really sure what he was trying to do, or she, the pilot, but they lose altitude very quickly. Almost like going into a stall. So I don't think they intend, I'm not sure if they were trying to like land on the road or what they were doing there. But that's just, it's once in a lifetime footage. It shouldn't exist. This is in Brazil about an hour and a half ago. This just happened in Brazil 1 hour, maybe 2 hours ago. It's unclear why this plane made that maneuver, why it was.
Mas o problema agora você acompanha
It's reported in the Portuguese news report that there was a problem on the plane, but they don't really give a lot of clarity, unfortunately. For my part, I'll update you with any further information I have about that very tragic, I would say, plane crash. It really is. It's quite horrifying in Brazil. It appears, I was just listening to a little bit of the Portuguese. I don't speak Portuguese, I only speak Spanish. But the Portuguese news report was indicating that it was a fault with the plane. We're having a little bit of frame buffer issue here, but I'm doing my best. I'm being Italian. I expect there to be some turbulence today. This has been quite an intense day, and it is only halfway over. I will cover as much as I can for you as developments come in. This is Towel News. Thank you very much for being with me. I think a lot of people are holding their breath right now, and frankly, I can't blame them for doing so. This is indeed intense moments, my friend. My friends. God bless you, Mimi. I just attempt to breathe in, breathe out, and report as I see it. Here's the latest from Al Maradish.
بعد الخطة التصعيدية العدوانية التي أعلنت عنها واشنطن في المسرح البحري بإطلاقها ما يسمى مشروع الحرية، حدد الحرس الثوري في بيان له المناطق الجديدة التي تخضع لسيطرته في مضيق هرمز. وأفادت وكالة التصنيع الدولية أن منطقة السيطرة الذكية الجديدة للقوات المسلحة للجمهورية الإسلامية الإيرانية في مضيق هرمز تمتد من الجنوب الخط الفاصل بين جبل مبارك في إيران وجنوب الفجيرة في الإمارات، ومن الغرب الخط الفاصل بين نهاية جزيرة قشم في إيران وأم القوين في الإمارات. وبعد الخطوة التصعيدية العدوانية التي أعلنت عنها واشنطن في المسرح البحري بإطلاقها ما يسمى مشروع الحرية، حدد الحرس الثوري في بيان له المناطق الجديدة التي تخضع لسيطرته في مضيق هرمز. وأفادت وكالة التصنيع الدولية أن منطقة السيطرة الذكية الجديدة للقوات المسلحة للجمهورية الإسلامية الإيرانية في مضيق هرمز تمتد من الجنوب الخط الفاصل بين جبل مبارك في إيران وجنوب الفجيرة في الإمارات، ومن الغرب الخط الفاصل بين نهاية جزيرة قشم في إيران وأم القوين في الإمارات.
As you can see, they've published a new map entirely blockading the UAE. So instead of now, let me just so you can understand. Now, instead of there being an Iranian blockade of the Strait and an American blockade of the Iranian blockade, there's an Iranian blockade of the American blockade of the Iranian blockade. You're hearing that correct. You don't need to adjust your YouTube feed. There is now this was announced earlier. The Iranians have announced that they are blockading the UAE completely, thus superseding the American blockade. The Iranians have blockaded the American blockade of the Iranian blockade. No one saw this coming except for me. I saw it coming, ladies and gentlemen. I knew we were going to get metaphysical. We can get metaphysical. Some of you started singing that song. Don't lie, you were around in the 80s. Hilarious. Alright. We have to take some deep breaths as the hour approaches. We don't know where this is going. Hello, Mishigama. I'm trying to have... Mimi says I'm trying to have Grant's great mind. Mimi, I want to have your wonderful mind. You are wonderful. How are you all doing? So good to see you, Bunny and Mishigama and Mimi and Towel Girlfriends here and AI. This is wonderful. So glad you all got to meet Towel Girlfriend. She is wonderful. She's just a treat. She's so beautiful and smart. Let me take you back to the beginning of the day now. Okay, so this is how it all started. You know, I was just waking up. This has been one of the most intense, probably 4-hour periods, knowing that it's coming. I think we all knew it was coming earlier today. If you had been watching this stream, you probably got a sense that when Mr. President Trump threatened to use military force to break the blockade, that wasn't going to work. Well, not only did it not work, it got the UAE attacked, leaving Mr. President Trump no option. You can't not respond. Do you know what the Iranians would think if you just didn't respond? And then Mr. President Trump, for his part, spent the morning before this happened goading the Iranians on social media. This isn't a question anymore in my mind as a towel analyst here. This isn't a question anymore. The U.S. and Israel have to respond, and the UAE. Iran just launched 7 waves of missiles, and no one has done anything. Zero. Nothing. If you don't respond, you telegraph to them that they are in charge and can do whatever they want. That's horrifying. And that's the position we're in right now. Iran has all the cards, and we're not playing Uno. I think Mr. President Trump probably realizes at this point, you know, in Uno, holding all the cards is not a good thing. Like, you want to hold less cards in Uno. You don't even want a lot of draw fours, because if the opponent gets rid of their cards before you can use your draw fours, you still lose. So, all I'm saying is, this situation has become, this isn't a question now as an analyst, I'm a very rational one, of will America and Israel and the UAE respond? There's no choice. If they don't respond, then Iran is in charge completely. In fact, every minute that ticks by, Iran is saying, well, there you go. We showed them. We launched an attack, and then we said, you may not attack back. That was your punishment. They're testing the Mr. President. I believe Mr. President Trump bluffed this morning. I think his plan was to bluff with American military might and say, we're coming into the strait, and so you better back off. And then he shot the 6 ships, the fast boats, as a message, and Iran didn't accept the bluff. They escalated, putting Mr. President Trump in a fait accompli. Restart the war, Iran's ready. Don't restart the war, Iran wins. The element of surprise is everything. You can't screw this up. And they did. They didn't just screw it up. They've put themselves in an incredibly untenable position. Incredibly untenable. One of the most difficult positions you can be in. You can't let it... Every moment of silence is an invitation to the Iranians that they just conquered the West. You are a towel, Lex Animata. Hashtag towel. Towels for life. I'm a towel. I'm a nervous towel. But you know what? Some pensive nervous anxiety in moments like this is to be expected. Let me pause my camera, actually. It'll put a little bit less strain on things. I'll be back. I'm here. I'm going to see if that makes things a little bit easier. Because when I move around, it spikes things. So I'm here. I'm a towel. I guess it doesn't actually make that much of a difference. That's interesting. I wonder if it's the audio. Shouldn't really make that much of a difference. I'll keep an eye on it. I think there's just a lot of strain on the servers today. Yes, indeed there is. My name is Grant Smith Ellis. Thank you very much for being with me. I think there's a lot of breathing. We're doing some breathing right now. The intensity of it all is you'd be forgiven if it became overwhelming. But I'll take you through it. If you're just tuning in, there have been seven distinct... See, I'm fine. I'm back. There have been 7 distinct Iranian missile waves launched specifically at the UAE, the United Arab Emirates, in the past 2 hours. There has been 0, I repeat, 0 response of any kind. There have been no bombings by Hezbollah in the north of Israel. There's been no bombings of Iran. Miss Clutch, hello, my friend. How are you? Sending you positive vibes during your workday. Pardon my cough. It just seems that there is so much going on. And I have a wonderful towel girlfriend. I just wanted to tell the world that. She's just wonderful. Hi, Shannon. How are you? Shannon, Nikki is here. Nikki Towel would love to meet you. That's Towel Girlfriend. She's wonderful. You are all wonderful as well. Thank you so much for being with me. We're holding out here. There's been a little bit of turbulence, I would say, due to the intensity of it all. Multiple, I believe there might be another wave of attacks on the UAE right now. As we sit and we monitor. You can do this. You can, oh, there we go. It's kicking back into life. It's only 3:30 in the afternoon. Normally this happens around 8. It does not normally happen at 3:30. Oil prices for their part, as of, an hour ago, were over $120 on the Brent crude market. The West Texas was at about 106. I'll take you through the day's developments here. I didn't even get a chance to do a full catch-up. Every time I try to do a catch-up to bring you through what happened today, I get interrupted with a new development. It feels like those days, if you know what I'm talking about. The beginning days. And this is how much material, if you're looking at the screen, has flown across my Twitter feed in the past, I'd say 4 hours. The flurry of activity, I mean, it cannot be understated, I don't think. Multiple attacks by Iran across the UAE, not just in one place, but at the Fujihara oil facility, at the Dubai port. Multiple ships struck in the Strait of Hormuz. This all started, again, I can't even get you back to the beginning of the day because of the intensity of it all. You're looking at 4 hours of updates. 4 hours. And we've been scrolling for a good 5 to 10 minutes. That's an exaggeration, 2 to 3 minutes. We're barely back 4 hours. A Lego song! You're gonna get yelled at by Nightbot. We could play a Lego song. Alright? I heard Secretary Hagseth's gonna speak tomorrow. We've had a request for a Lego song. We didn't hit our chat goal yet, but that's fine. We can have a Lego song. Here was the message the IRGC put out in the Strait of Hormuz earlier. Let's see if we can hear that. I think I have that somewhere. This started the day, alright? This was a long 6 hours. I was just monitoring events because I figured things were going to kick off. Just monitoring it made 7 hours, I suppose. It was a lot. Alright. Let me see if I can actually find the audio from the Strait of Hormuz. Where is it? Where is it? I'm going to find it. I'm going to find it. It was a long day. Come on now. Where is it? I was not kidding when I said it was a long day. This was the beginning of the day. Where is the audio? Come on now. Was it really 11? Did I really get up at 3 a.m.? I did not get up at 3 a.m. I must have been up at like 4 a.m. Alright, where's the video? It started with this. It started with a report that Iran launched 2 missiles at an American ship. Hi, Triple Bob, you're
وبركاته. أفادت وكالة فارس الإيرانية عن إصابة مدمرة أمريكية بصاروخين بعد تجاهلها تحذير القوات المسلحة الإيرانية من عبور مضيق هرمز. وأفادت مصادر إخبارية محلية لوكالة فارس أن المدمرة خالفت أمن البلاحة البحرية قرب مدينة جاسك بهدف عبور مضيق هرمز، وقد تعرضت لهجوم صاروخي بعد تجاهلها تحذير البحرية الإيرانية. ووفقا لهذه المصادر فإن المدمرة الأمريكية نتيجة هذه الإصابة لم تتمكن من مواصلة مسارها واضطرت إلى التراجع والفرار من المنطقة.
Again, this is how the day started. This was the report on Iranian state TV.
أفادت وكالة فارس الإيرانية عن إصابة مدمرة أمريكية بصاروخين بعد تجاهلها تحذير القوات المسلحة الإيرانية من عبور مضيق هرمز. وأفادت مصادر إخبارية محلية لوكالة فارس أن المدمرة خالفت أمن البلاحة البحرية قرب مدينة جاسك بهدف عبور مضيق هرمز، وقد تعرضت لهجوم صاروخي بعد تجاهلها تحذير البحرية الإيرانية. ووفقا لهذه المصادر فإن المدمرة الأمريكية نتيجة هذه الإصابة لم تتمكن من مواصلة مسارها، واضطرت إلى التراجع والفرار من المنطقة.
The latest from Iranian state TV. Mimi, for her part, wants to remind everyone that she's a beach towel. And I also just wanted to say to Towel Girlfriend, I hope you have a wonderful night and sleep well, beautiful. You are just wonderful in every sense of the term. Watch this. I'm doing this live. Hello, Towel Girlfriend. I hope you have a wonderful evening. You're just wonderful, and I hope you wake up tomorrow smiling, and also you rest well, knowing that you have made my day just wonderful. Thank you for being you and for just being so beautiful and wonderful in every sense of the term. And I just did this live, so maybe you'll hear it twice. Good night, beautiful girlfriend. That was fun. Thank you for indulging me. I'm a towel. I just wanted to say goodnight to Towel Girlfriend. That was pretty epic. You know, most people don't get to do that. Oh, that's great. Good night, Towel Girlfriend Nikki. Bunny says good night as well. So does Mimi. Oh yes. No, Bunny, I do that on purpose. Not on purpose, but no matter how low I turn the videos, I can't really talk over them. My mic's up like 75% above normal, but yeah, it's on purpose. Thank you, Bunny Towel. Thank you for your indulgence. Tripoli Bob, no. I'm sorry to report that Iran fired 7 times at the UAE in 4 hours earlier. The ceasefire is broken. We're just waiting for the American and UAE response, or for the Iranian attacks. Here was a question asked earlier to the Iranian Ministry of Foreign Affairs spokesman. He was asked why Iran doesn't back down when America is a superpower. He responded, "We are a superpower too." Here's the clip.
آمریکا یک ابرقدرت است. شما چه ابزاری و بروتوانی دارید برای مقابله با آن دارید؟ چرا عقب نشینی نمی کنید یا کوتاه نمی آیید؟
ما هم ابرقدرتیم.
آمریکا یک ابرقدرت است. شما چه ابزاری و بروتوانی دارید برای مقابله با آن دارید؟ چرا عقب نشینی نمی کنید یا کوتاه نمی آیید؟
ما هم ابرقدرتیم.
آمریکا یک ابرقدرت.
I mean, you gotta give him credit. Whether or not you believe him or agree with him. Oh, Mrs. FAFO says good night, Nikki, as does Shannon. Oh, Mrs. FAFO, it's so good to see you. How have you been? Amatau. That was how the day started, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. Then Benjamin Netanyahu got his court hearing canceled for today and tomorrow. Iran, of course, as I just mentioned, said that it stopped a U.S. ship. This was, about 6:24 a.m. Eastern, from entering the Strait of Hormuz. Okay. Then, in South Lebanon, there was intense fighting between Hezbollah and Israel. I'll play that for you now. Iran has just launched a new wave of drones at the UAE as initially reported by 666 Ray of Light. Reporter tells 666 Ray of Light. I agree, Mimi. The tension in the world is high. You have Towel, though, till at least probably midnight Eastern, okay? So we will be here together through the night and sunrise in the Middle East. I do have a doctor's appointment tomorrow, though. There is a press conference at 8 a.m. too, so midnight Eastern. You get me for, at most, how many hours? That's a lot of hours. That's like 8.5 more hours, all right? So we'll be here. That was earlier in southern Lebanon. Okay? Now, the U.S. said that Iran did not fire missiles at its ships, despite Iran claiming that they did. Then, the UAE came out in the morning and condemned the fact that Iran had targeted a UAE tanker affiliated with ADNOC while passing through the Strait of Hormuz overnight. Okay, then this is what Tasnim, the semi-official Iranian news agency, reported this morning.
Conversation. URGENT. Tasnim news agency, citing a military source. Iran is fully prepared for any scenario, and the Americans know that Iran will not allow Trump and the US forces to intimidate it. The first shots were fired by Iranian forces at some US warships. The Iranian armed forces will not allow US combat forces to pass, just as they did during the 40-day war. And any movement in the Strait of Hormuz will not occur without permission from the Iranian armed forces. All ships should learn from the experience of the 40-day war and not pay the price for the American stupidity. In addition to firing on US warships, other scenarios have been prepared, and action will be taken regarding them if necessary.
Well, there you go. So that was the early morning reports coming out of Iran. Russia, for their part, started striking Merefa in Kharkiv with Iskander ballistic missiles, causing at least 5 deaths, according to reports from the journalists in the area. Here is the video. Kharkiv in Ukraine earlier today. I am Shannon, I'm learning Afrikaans. Okay, so for its part, launching ballistic missile attacks on Kharkiv. In Beirut, entrances surrounding the Palace of Justice were closed by security forces in implementation of a decision by the Ministry of the Interior to prevent any protest movements coinciding with the deployment of army intelligence elements throughout the capital. Okay, now taking you to a clip from the Iranian Ministry of Foreign Affairs spokesperson earlier. He said that 184 students and 36 teachers were killed and 650 schools were damaged in U.S.-Israeli attacks. He stressed Iran's focus is on ending the war, not nuclear talks, adding the U.S. response to Iran's 14-point plan is under review. Well, I think we know how they responded to that. Let's take
Iran's Foreign Ministry spokesperson Ismail Baghai said at his press conference that 184 students and 36 teachers were martyred in U.S.-Israeli attacks and 650 schools across 17 provinces were damaged or destroyed. He emphasized that at this stage, Iran is only discussing a complete end to the war, nothing else. Baghai confirmed that Iran received America's response to its 14-point plan through Pakistan, but the U.S. still struggles to abandon its excessive demands. He also stated that the world no longer believes America's humanitarian claims and that Iran has proven that it is the guardian of the Strait of Hormuz. Iran.
Well, that was earlier today. Okay. That was about 8 hours ago. Okay, so that press conference was at about 6:49 a.m. Eastern. All right. And by the way, the man who made a threat, the fake threat at the Peter Kay Birmingham show in the UK, which led to the Utilitea Arena being evacuated, was arraigned this morning for his false threat that caused panic among the public. Okay, taking you now to Al Mayadeen, which reported earlier that there's no trilateral meeting in Washington so far. We ended up finding out that the Lebanese Prime Minister will not meet with Benjamin Netanyahu in Washington. And sources in the Lebanese presidency confirmed President Aoun's rejection of a meeting with Benjamin Netanyahu at this stage. So let's take a listen.
أيام ويسعى السفير الأمريكي في لبنان ميشيل عيسى إلى ترتيب لقاء بين الرئيس اللبناني جوزيف عون ورئيس الحكومة الإسرائيلية بنيامين نتنياهو في البيت الأبيض بتوجيهات بطبيعة الحال من الرئيس الأمريكي دونالد ترامب. ما حدث اليوم بأنه تحدث صراحة عن ضرورة حصول مثل هذا اللقاء الثلاثي في البيت الأبيض. ضرب موعد في 11 من أيار مايو الحالي، لكن لم نتأكد بعد ما إذا كان بالفعل هذا هو الموعد النهائي الذي أبلغ به لبنان، لأنه لم تفدنا بعد مصادر الرئاسة اللبنانية عن تحديد هذا الموعد بشكل رسمي. لكن السفير الأمريكي الذي أمضى قرابة الساعة مع رئيس البرلمان نبيه بري ولم يدلي بأي تصريح بطبيعة الحال، بحسب ما علمنا بأن النقاش تمحور حول الاعتداءات الإسرائيلية المتواصلة على لبنان وعدم التزام الجانب الإسرائيلي بوقف إطلاق النار الذي أعلن في 17 من نيسان أبريل الفائت، ولا تزال يعني تل أبيب تخرق بشكل فاضح هذا الاتفاق وتواصل اعتداءاتها اليومية والمتصاعدة على الجنوب اللبناني، ما أدى إلى ارتقاء أكثر من 120 شهيدا وجرح المئات خلال هذه الفترة، وتهجير جديد لعشرات البلدات اللبنانية إن كان في قضاء بنت جبيل وصور أو في قضاء النبطية. السفير الأمريكي كان سبق زيارته للقاء رئيس البرلمان نبيه بري بمواقف أعلنها من بكركي بعد لقائه البطريرك الماروني مار بشارة بطرس الراعي، وقال مع حرفيته بأنه ما المانع من لقاء بين الرئيس اللبناني ونتنياهو بحضور طبعا الرئيس الأمريكي، وأن نتنياهو ليس بعبعا بحسب التعبير الذي استخدمه بأنه بمعنى بأن التفاوض سيكون من أجل أن يسمع نتنياهو مطالب لبنان بحسب ما قال السفير الأمريكي، ومن ثم يجيب نتنياهو على هذه المطالب. طبعا هذا الكلام الأمريكي ليس جديدا، هناك بيان للسفارة الأمريكية صدر قبل أيام هنا في بيروت وتحدث عن أن زمن التردد قد ولى، بمعنى بأن التردد اللبناني في اللقاء المباشر على مستوى سياسي رفيع وأرفع مستوى سياسي في لبنان قد ولى، وبالتالي تحدث أيضا عن ضرورة لقاء الرئيس اللبناني مع نتنياهو. لكن في المواقف الرئيس البرلمان نبيه بري كان قد أعلن مرارا وتكرارا بأن لا
New explosions heard in the UAE 14 minutes ago.
مفاوضات مباشرة ما لم أولا يتحقق الانسحاب الإسرائيلي، بطبيعة الحال يسبقه وقف العدوان الإسرائيلي.
Reports that Israeli fighter jets are on the way to Tehran unconfirmed.
المتواصل على لبنان والانسحاب من كافة المناطق والأراضي اللبنانية، ومن ثم يبحث لبنان في المفاوضات وشكلها. إلى ذلك يعني أكد مصدر رسمي لبناني للميادين بأن لا لقاء ثلاثيا في واشنطن حتى هذه اللحظة، وأن السعي هو لإطلاق المفاوضات المباشرة. طبعا كان لبنان قد سمى السفير السابق سيمون كرم ليرأس الوفد اللبناني إلى تلك المفاوضات، وأن الجهد منصب على هذه المفاوضات وليس على لقاء ثلاثي في البيت الأبيض. لكن لا شك بأن هناك يعني مرحلة صعبة يمر فيها لبنان، إن كان من جهة تصاعد الاعتداءات الإسرائيلية أو لجهة الضغط السياسي الأمريكي الواضح على لبنان بهدف جره إلى لقاء مع نتنياهو في البيت الأبيض، وهذا ما زال يرفضه لبنان، علما بأن يعني لم تصدر
Hi Larson, my dear friend.
بعد مواقف رسمية بهذا الشأن لتحدد الرافض اللبناني، لكن بحسب ما نقل عن مصادر الرئاسة اللبنانية بأن الرئيس جوزيف عون يرفض هذا اللقاء في هذه المرحلة. نعم.
Latest from Lebanon earlier today. I believe the UAE may be under attack again now. Okay. I'm going to take you now to Sudan. Earlier today, where a drone belonging to the RSF militia targets the vicinity of Khartoum International Airport. Taking you to Sudan now. This was earlier today.
حتى الآن ب4 مسيرات. حاجة مؤلمة، حاجة مؤلمة وحاجة مؤسفة. استهداف مطار الخرطوم حتى الآن ب4 مسيرات.
Showing you the latest from a drone attack on Sudan's Khartoum International Airport earlier Monday. according to Feituk's network, a group of Senate Republicans are working on an authorization for military force in Iran in order for President Trump to resume strikes against Iran. The authorization would likely restrict ground troops while providing a limited window for hostilities. The report is attributed to Semaphore. The Navy affiliated with the IRGC, for its part, announced, as I mentioned, a complete siege of the UAE earlier.
Conversation.
Hi, Yolan.
Complete siege on the Emirates. The Navy affiliated with Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps published a map of the new area in the Strait of Hormuz under the administration and control of the Iranian armed forces. From south of the dividing line between Jabal Mubarak in Iran and south of Fujairah in the UAE. This map represents a form of complete paralysis of the UAE's ports for entry and exit, a complete siege on the Emirates. This is the list of requests from the Doha and Pakistan to the...
Okay. That was the latest from the UAE earlier today, where the IRGC imposed a complete siege. Okay. Gonna update you on everything. So this is where it started. This was the first one. It was at exactly 9 a.m. local time in Boston when I saw this. I was doing some things. It was the first thing that told me today was going to be hell. That warning says, alert, this was in Dubai. Due to the current situation, this was at 9 a.m. Eastern. Due to the current situation, potential missile threats, immediately seek a safe place in the closest secure buildings. Steer away from windows, doors, and open areas. Await further instruction. It started and it did not stop. The first one was at 9 a.m. The second one, I'm going to take you through each one. So the first one was at 9 a.m. That was the first Iranian attack. The second one was at, hold tight. The second one was, then Iran issued this message over VHF to ships in the Persian Gulf. Let's take a listen.
This is Navy Serious warning. This is SEPA Navy Serious warning. This is SEPA Navy Serious warning. Hormuz Strait is speed blocked and pass through that without permission from Islamic Republic of Iran out and on through forbidden. If any vessel approaches the Strait of Hormuz from longitude 056 degrees 00 minutes east in Persian Gulf and from latitude 25 degrees forward 0 minutes north in Oman Sea without permission from the Islamic Republic of Iran will be struck and will be destroyed. Out.
That was earlier broadcast over UHF. Another recording now of what Iran was broadcasting.
As a failure of the United States government to fulfill its commitment in the negotiations, the Islamic Republic of Iran declares the Strait of Hormuz completely closed again. No vessel of any type or nationality is allowed to pass through the Strait of Hormuz. Any vessel intending to exit the Strait of Hormuz that cross the red line between Hengam Island and Mina Sagat Port, and any vessel intending to enter the Strait of Hormuz that cross the red line between Kuf Mubarak and Fujairah Port will be met with a severe response from the IRGC Navy and will be destroyed. This is SEPA Navy. Out.
Unconfirmed UHF of them from the IRGC Navy earlier. Okay, taking you through the updates from the day. Okay, Israel issued another forced evacuation order for multiple towns in southern Lebanon. I'll have that read out to you. This was as all of this was going on.
Conversation. Urgent warning to residents of Lebanon located in the following towns and villages: Nabatieh al-Fawqa, Miflin, Klaleh, Burj Klaleh, al-Mujaddal, Sarafand. In light of the terrorist Hezbollah party's violation of the ceasefire agreement, the Israel Defense Forces are compelled to act against it forcefully. The Israel Defense Forces do not intend to harm you. Out of concern for your safety, you must evacuate your homes immediately and stay away from the villages and towns for a distance of no less than 1,000 meters to open areas. Anyone present near Hezbollah elements, their facilities, and their combat means exposes their life to danger.
That was the latest. mandatory evacuation order, quote unquote, from the IDF. That was 5 hours ago, 10:33 a.m. in southern Lebanon. Okay, there was a fighter jet and a C-130 flying over Jerusalem in a training exercise earlier. Okay, all of the planes en route to Dubai as Iran started launching missiles just stopped flying. Show you the latest from southern Lebanon now, the result of Israeli bombings earlier today, which have not stopped throughout the entire, quote, ceasefire. Southern Lebanon earlier today. Scenes of just utter devastation in southern Lebanon earlier today, with no retaliation by Hezbollah whatsoever. Second video is not playing nice, but these are the scenes from southern Lebanon earlier today. Some ceasefire. You're looking at the damage from just one Israeli bomb, of which there have been hundreds. During this ostensible quote-unquote ceasefire. That is just one of the scenes from southern Lebanon, one of the tragic scenes from today. Okay, the second missile attack by Iran on the UAE was at 10:57. Okay? The second one was at 10:57 a.m. Okay? The third one was at 11:10 a.m. I tracked them all. The third one was at 11:10 a.m. The fourth one was at 11:20 a.m. 11:20 a.m. Eastern Time. The fourth UAE Iranian attack. Okay, that was at 11:20. At 11:22, the UAE announced that they were engaging with missile attacks and incoming drones from Iran. Okay, there were explosions throughout the country. There was another attack, so that was the last one was at 11:20. Then there was a ship that started burning. Okay, the UKMTO. This was at 11:39. So right after the Iranian attack on Dubai. Hello, Jeff. Welcome to the channel. God bless you. Right after the attack on Dubai, the UKMTO, the Maritime Trade Office, which is a UK military government office, puts out a report saying they got an incident 14 nautical miles west of Mina Sakur in United Arab Emirates. They received information from a third party that a vessel was on fire and requesting vessels in the vicinity to keep a safe distance from them. The cause of the fire has not been verified at this time. I think we know that was Iran. Okay. Then, here are the moments of the missile launch. Okay, here are the scenes from Iran when the missiles actually launched. So these are on-the-ground photos from Iran of the missile launches towards the UAE. Okay, you're looking at pictures from on the ground. Okay, that was after about the fourth salvo. Some pictures came out from Iran. Now you can see in Fujihara. Okay, the UAE was hit right away. Okay, Iran struck, they struck hard, they struck immediately. They preemptively struck as soon as their boats were hit. They had a plan, they executed the plan. All right, Elm, it's so good to see you. How are you doing? That plan was executed. You can see the result on your screen. That was Fujihara. Okay, now you can also see that there was some interceptions. This was another picture. This was some interceptors firing in Dubai or near Dubai earlier. Interceptions of some of the Iranian attacks. Okay. All right. I mentioned the Fujihara attacks. Okay. Then I'll tell you when the next attack came in. Oh, so you can see more images of Fujihara. So once the attack started against UAE, the images started coming hard and fast, even though there's censorship. So once the UAE was hit today, the primary source footage came in. Hola, mi amigo, ¿cómo estás? Bien, claro que sí. Hay más problemas en el mundo, pero creo que la gente entiende que love, que es la palabra para love. No entiendo cómo decir en español love, pero creo que la gente en el mundo le gusta love. Sí, es la verdad, claro que sí. No hay un problema en el mundo que love nunca puede resolver. Sí. The fifth attack from Iran on the UAE occurred at 11:49 a.m. Eastern. Okay, you can see it right there. Okay. The next attack occurred at, well, then the engine room, which I showed you earlier, was on fire. There you go, the engine room of that ship. As this was occurring, a car plowed into a crowd in Leipzig, Germany, killing 2 people and injuring 7 others. Amor, sí, el amor es muy importante por toda la gente en el mundo. Hi, Restless Native, it's so good to see you. How are you doing? God bless you, my friend. All right. And then the UAE, for its part, closed the airspace in its region following 5 rounds of missile attacks. Okay. As I mentioned, there were missiles seen launching from Bushehr in Iran towards the UAE. All right. Now, here's what Kuwait had to say in response to the attacks on the UAE.
Conversation. Statement issued by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Monday, the 4th of May, 2026. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs expresses the state of Kuwait's strong condemnation and denunciation of the reprehensible Iranian aggression that targeted a national tanker belonging to the sisterly United Arab Emirates while it was passing through the Strait of Hormuz using drones. In a hostile act and a direct threat to the safety of maritime navigation and the security of international waterways. The Ministry affirms the state of Kuwait's full solidarity with the sisterly United Arab Emirates and its support for all measures it takes to protect its security and interests. Emphasizing that targeting commercial vessels and endangering navigation constitutes a flagrant violation of UN Security Council Resolution 2817 and international law, and a clear breach of the principle of freedom of navigation in international waterways, threatening regional security and the safety of global supply lines. The Ministry calls for an immediate halt to such aggressions, ensuring freedom of navigation in the Strait of Hormuz and all other international maritime passages, and refraining from using maritime passages as a tool for pressure or blackmail.
That was the latest from Kuwait in response to the first Iranian attack on a UAE ship. Now the next, so that was 5 attacks that I documented for you on the UAE, okay? The 6th one occurred at 12:24 p.m. Eastern today. Oh, let me reload your chat. The 6th attack occurred at, let me give you this one, 12:21, 12:24 p.m. Eastern. So I tracked each one. Got to reload your chat. All right, give me 1 second. All right, where's your chat? There's your chat. Hello, how's everybody doing? Your chat's back. I just had to reload it. You all chat a lot. Sometimes it likes to refresh itself. All right, there you go. Your chat's back. So that was 12:24 p.m. That was the sixth attack in the wave. The 7th one was at, well, this was 12:24, same one. I might have reposted it in English and Arabic, so that's why I checked the timestamp. Oh, Mimi, God bless you. That's wonderful. Trump just said Iran hasn't violated the ceasefire. Pete, where did he say this? Did he say it on air, or did he say it to someone who then reported it? If we can find a clip of that, we can watch it. We can also play the Pete Hegseth Lego video, because I know everyone loves that Lego video. Now, at 12:08 p.m., the Fujiwara government media office reported that 3 people, they were Indian nationality, of Indian nationality working at the oil facility, were injured with moderate injuries as a fire that broke out in the Fujiwara Oil Industries area, FOIZ, following targeting by a drone coming from Iran. Okay, this is the formal statement by the UAE now regarding that Iranian series of attacks. Let's take a listen.
Conversation. The UAE strongly condemns the renewal of the treacherous Iranian aggression using missiles and drones. The United Arab Emirates has expressed its strong condemnation of the renewal of the treacherous Iranian terrorist attacks that targeted civilian sites and facilities in the country using missiles and drones, which resulted in the injury of 3 individuals of Indian nationality. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs affirmed, in a statement, that these attacks represent a dangerous escalation and an unacceptable transgression, posing a direct threat to the state's security, stability, and the safety of its territories. In contravention of the principles of international law and the United Nations Charter. The United Arab Emirates emphasized that it will not tolerate any compromise in protecting its security and sovereignty under any circumstances, and that it reserves its full and legitimate right to respond to these attacks in a manner that ensures the protection of its sovereignty, national security, the safety of its territories, its citizens, residents, and visitors, in accordance with international law. It also affirmed that targeting civilians and civilian facilities is a condemned and unacceptable act by all legal and humanitarian standards, stressing the necessity of immediately halting these treacherous attacks to ensure full compliance with the cessation of all hostile acts. The United Arab Emirates further holds Iran fully responsible for these treacherous attacks and their repercussions.
Okay, that was the first statement by the UAE. Let me play you now this statement by Qatar, just released, regarding those attacks on the UAE. Let's take a listen. This is from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Qatar in Arabic, translated to English.
Conversation. Qatar strongly condemns the renewal of Iranian attacks with missiles and drones on the Emirates. Doha, the 4th of May 2026. The state of Qatar strongly condemns the renewal of Iranian attacks that targeted civilian sites and facilities in the sisterly state of the United Arab Emirates using missiles and drones, which resulted in the injury of 3 individuals of Indian nationality, and considers them a flagrant violation of its sovereignty and a serious threat to the security and stability of the region. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs affirms the state of Qatar's full solidarity with the state of the United Arab Emirates and its support for all measures it takes to preserve its sovereignty, security, and the safety of its territories.
Okay, now let's take a listen to the latest from Iran, being reported by... Give me 1 second here. Being reported by Fars News Agency, representative of the Supreme Leader in the Defense Council. Let's take a listen.
Conversation. Translated from Persian. Representative of the Supreme Leader in the Defense Council, the cost of the decision will exceed the enemy's threshold of tolerance. Rear Admiral Ahmadian, the Islamic Republic of Iran is a sanctuary, and its security is a non-negotiable principle. 1/3. Rate this translation. Post your reply. Translated from Persian. American pirates who have held the world's shipping and energy security captive should know that complex combined asymmetric operations in the depths of the battlefield will alter the equations in such a way that the cost of the decision will exceed their threshold of. This is not a warning, but rather a part of a reality that, by the will of Allah, will become manifest. 3/3. Translate.
Well, that's the latest from the representative of the Supreme Leader of Iran in the Defense Council. That's it in the Farsi, if you want to see the primary source. I don't speak Farsi, but I can translate it for you into English. Hello, Verdad. It's so good to see you. How have you been? Thank you, Pete, for taking a look. Thank you for that report, Reporter Towel, Pete, on the case. My name is Grant Smith Ellis. I'm going to show you a French report now about what's been going on in Lebanon. Oh, water under the fridge. God bless you, water under the fridge. We are marching towards our chat goal. Hashtag save the goats. God bless you, my friend. You are wonderful, water under the fridge. I hope you had a wonderful day. You're watching Towel News now. Everyone loves that. And you are wonderful, water under the fridge. I'm so grateful to you. God bless you. Hashtag save the Great Lakes. Hashtag save the goats. Now, let's take a look at just a little bit of a clip here, which is called 45 Days, the War in Lebanon. This is called episode 2. It's called The Inferno. I thought it was quite erudite, but it's in French. So if you don't speak French, we'll try to translate it.
L'attaque sur l'Iran a donc eu lieu tôt ce matin. Des frappes menées par les États-Unis et Israël.
Israël et les États-Unis ont frappé l'Iran L'attaque est massive.
Oui, et le bilan serait lourd, 168 écolières.
L'Iran a immédiatement riposté.
Avec la riposte iranienne, c'est toute la région qui se retrouve entraînée dans le conflit.
Le guide suprême, Ali Khamenei, est mort.
Le Hezbollah libanais a décidé d'entrer dans la mêlée.
L'entrée en guerre du Hezbollah.
Le Liban, de nouveau en plein dans la guerre. Nous frapperons le Hezbollah avec force.
« 28 février 2026, 9h30.
I tend to agree with you, Verdad.
Téhéran, près de 40 heures avant l'entrée
Oh, Standing Stones, you're going to be one of our interpretals. You got this.
en guerre du Hezbollah, le silence du
Hi, Katya. It's so good to see you.
matin est brisé. En quelques minutes, le ciel s'embrase. Les États-Unis et Israël lancent l'une des plus vastes offensives de l'histoire contre l'Iran. Le président américain Donald Trump prend immédiatement la parole. Son ton est ferme. Il annonce une opération massive.
L'armée américaine mène actuellement une opération massive.
Une opération d'une ampleur exceptionnelle. Plus de 500 cibles visées à travers le pays. Parmi elles, la résidence du guide suprême iranien, Saïd Ali Khamenei, qui se trouvait sur place au moment de la frappe. Toute la journée, une question hante le pays. Est-il encore en vie? Les premières images diffusées montrent une résidence.
I have an update on the Trump quote. Here is the Trump quote to ABC. He said, Iran did not violate the ceasefire. It only launched a few missiles. Oh, he nachoed. He tacoed and he nachoed. Oh my goodness. He tacoed. I can't believe he tacoed. I didn't think he would nacho and taco. Oh goodness. There's only one way to do this. Listen. Get me the Pete Hegseth video. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. President Trump tacoed. Thank you, Pete. Let me know if he starts talking about the war. He just tacoed. He said that it wasn't a ceasefire violation. He actually tacoed. No one thought he would legit taco. You can't just taco.
Yo.
You know what that
Pete
means.
Hegseth. This one's specially for
Lego
you.
video commentary time.
Punk-ass rapist,
Oh,
bitch.
it's a little brutal.
Tattoo covered clown with that cafe ink on your arm. Think you a crusader? Nah, just a drunk infidel in a fake uniform. Chain to kill all Muslims. Wasted in the hotel lobby. Sexual assault settlement in Monterey. Blocked the door, took a phone, paid her off quiet, cause Me Too was on. Now you secretary? What a joke, bro. Cheated on wives, multiple affairs. Kids in the mix, family man? Hell no. Handsy with women at Fox, drunk on the job. Your own team say, yo, this dude toxic. Couldn't even guard Biden's inauguration. Your own military said, next. Book called American Crusade, dreaming holy war. But reality check. You just a failed vet, turned TV clown, slipping on your own mess. Trump picked you cause you kissed the ring. But wait, funny part ain't coming. The dude you sucking up to for that secretary gig. Trump himself was Bill Clinton's top cocksucker, giving blue jobs back
Oh,
in the
goodness.
day.
Oh,
Real talk,
goodness.
You out here
Oh,
going for
goodness.
access, but he the original
They never
BJ
repeated this
Queen.
one. Oh, goodness.
You thought our missiles max 2,000 kilometers? Cute. Rookie mistake. We hitting the bow, worshiping Epstein Island crew, the ones who hurt the kids. Revenge for every American soul, you and Trump's dirty crew oppressed and did. We taking payback for the girls, you broke the wives, you broke the Muslims you hate. Every victim screaming in the dark, Iran got you on the play. You threw everything at us, all your cards, all your might. We still operating on 10% power, laughing while you fight. We see everything, know every secret, every dirty Epstein link you hide. Where you least expected, in the shadows we ride, and no place to slide. This ain't full force, just a warm up, Persian flow with the rap. Pete, you done roasted raw, Iran sending this heat. Feel the math. Drop the mic, infidel clown, we coming.
Listen to Mr. President Trump. Here's the pool
What's
feed.
really going on? The other day I made a speech
in a
yes.
great Florida senior citizen.
Oh, no, don't make me do it to him. I'm going to do it to him.
Travis Center, 2 in 1 day. It was wonderful. I go out and make a speech.
This is live.
I say, all right, let's go home. Sir, you're making another speech. And this one's in front of the richest people in the world. I went from an unbelievable group of seniors. Now, of course, I'm not a senior. I'm far younger than a senior. It's true. I feel the same as I felt 50 years ago. I don't know. There'll be a period of time when I don't tell you that. There'll be, because I'm honest, I'll say, it's not looking good. I have to be careful. If I said, as an example, I'm not feeling well, they put on, Donald Trump is not feeling well, because they'll just, they won't know that I'm using that as just a reference point, and they'll say, listen to this. I'll say, I'm not feeling well. Well, someday I might say that to you, and you'll be the first to know. Actually, I won't have to say it, because you'll be able to see it, just like you did in the last administration. You know, one of the things I said is that we should have, in my opinion, anybody running for president or vice president should take a cognitive test. And no president has ever taken one except me. I've taken 3 of them, and I've aced each one. 1 in the first administration, 2 over here. And whenever they get a little sassy, like, does he still have it? Does he still have what it takes? I say, all right, I'll take another one. And they are hard. There are many people in this room I know that are smart. They're not going to ace them. There are many people standing back there, the fake news media. I'd like to have them. You know, the first question is very easy, and they always show the first question is, you have a lion, a bear, an alligator.
Told you I was going to do it.
What's another good? A squirrel. Okay. Which is the squirrel? So they show that question, and then the first 4 or 5 questions, they get a little bit. By the time you get to the end, I don't want to be insulting, but there won't be. I'm not going to do what Gavin did. So everybody in here is stupid, and he's stupid. When he's, I think it's the worst political interview I've ever seen. He said he's stupid, he's dumb, he gets bad marks on everything, he can't read the speech, and nobody wants to report that he's the worst. But I won't say that, because I think everyone in this room is brilliant, but nobody's going to get all 30 questions correct. Nobody. Because when you get to those last questions, they're pretty hard. Pretty sharp. But let me tell you, so I've taken 3. No president, think of this, has ever taken 1. How do you think Biden would have done? I don't think he might not have gotten that first question. And Obama would have done poorly. I think they would have done very poorly. But I think you should have it.
I'm doing my best,
As soon as they said that, they said it's unconstitutional. And they said, why? They said it's unconstitutional. But Rick, I do it anytime they start getting a little sassy. You know why I sit down for almost a year? When they hear from themselves. One doctor said, it's the first time I've ever seen anyone get oral questions right. That's a doctor. He knows himself for a living. And I did it again. So, I think I'm done with those days. I'm tired of taking that test. When you sit before a group of doctors and they ask you a question, I said to Ronnie Jackson, he was originally the first time, I said, so what do you think, Ronnie? They call me a genius who's going to destroy the country. Then they said, he's a genius who's taken over the entire world. And they said, he's a total moron. This guy is so stupid. And then, so whenever I hear that one, I said, let's take the cognitive test. But I really think it would be a great thing if you could do that. They say it's not constitutional, but I think it would be good. And I can tell you, a lot of the people that run these small businesses, you could take the cognitive test and you could do a lot better than some of the people that we talk about. But I really believe it. I think it's so important for our country. We have to make sure we have the right people leading this country. Like, we have a war right now, and we're to like, what, 6 weeks? They said, what's taking so long? We were in Vietnam 19 years. We're in Iraq for many years, 10 years, 12 years. We were in all these different wars. Korea, 7 years. I won't even mention World War II. That's a big baby. But you have the wrong person up here, you'll be in World War III. As sure as you're sitting there, you have the wrong person up there. It's nasty and tricky. It's tricky out there. We have to have the right people, and they have to be sharp and they have to be smart, because One thing about your business is small businesses are great, but if you don't have the platform, meaning the country, meaning the right principles, the right everything, our country's booming now, despite the fact that we're in I call it a mini war, because that's all they are. They don't have Navy anymore. Think of it, they had 159 ships. How many do they have left, Kelly? Out of 159, take a guess. She's very smart, 0. 159 ships. In the first 2 weeks, 159 ships. I actually got very upset. I said, how quality were the ships? They were very good. I said, why didn't you just take the ship? Why do you have to send it to the bottom of the sea? We could have had, and let's say out of the 159, we could have taken 59. We would have had 59. But they'd rather blow them up than save them. I would have preferred saving them, but these are minor details. But one of the small business owners who can tell us firsthand how our tax cuts are boosting revenue is someone.
A small business, plain and simple. And
I hate your friends and they hate me too. I'm through. This that I go by my head, I'm turning up.
Fuck Black Bear though.
This that I go by my head, I'm turning up and no attention. This that go up in your working way, hooked up with someone random. This that social awkward suicide that buy your lips and buy your likes. And so she had to never see. I'm through. This that hot up on my hands, I'm turn it up and throw attention for you and you. Fuck you and you. This that hot up on my hands, I'm turn it up and throw attention for you and you. I hate your friends and they hate me too. I'm through. This that hot up on my hands, I'm turn it up and throw attention for you.
Over the ballroom with an entrance right next to where you are for a lot of reasons. So if you want, we're going to open that up. I think we're going to open it up.
You did it to yourself. I know later on you'll probably blame everyone else for the shitty life you have. Wonder why you're always sad. You got a list of reasons why your life is really bad, but they're not true. It's all your fault. Deep down you notice you had a head start. The person using this Gucci designer shoes that you wear and driving the car of your dreams, all paid for by your parents. Okay, you're clueless, toxic, delusional, obnoxious. You had every advantage, then proceeded to
you have lost it. Crazy, psycho, no wonder you're so isolated. You did it to yourself. I know later on you'll probably blame everyone else for the shitty life you have. Wonder why you're always sad. You got a list of reasons why your life is really bad, but then, you did it to yourself. I know later on you'll probably blame everyone else for the shitty life you have. Wonder why you're always sad. You got a list of reasons why your life is really bad, but they're not true. See nothing yet, yeah, I'm just warming up. I'm yet to break a sweat, there ain't a need to brag, no need to flex. And when they said I couldn't do it, I became obsessed. I'm going Super Saiyan, yeah, I'll go Super Saiyan. I got something to say, thanks for the motivation. I gotta get it now, there's no time for waiting. This time I really mean it, no, I'm not even playing. I gotta keep my eyes on the prize. 200 mph, that's a hell of a ride. Can't describe what I've been feeling inside. Yeah, I could prove when people wrong, cause then I look them in the eyes and say, I bet you ain't seen nothing yet. Yeah, I'm just warming up, I'm yet to break a sweat. There ain't a need to brag, no need to flex. And when they said I couldn't do it, I became obsessed.
I could be a bad boy, oh my lord. Walk my way to the mental ward. Maybe I'd be fine in hell. I could be a tough guy to my core. Wake up drunk on the precinct floor, and I don't wanna ring that bell. 2-bit motel, bottle of rum. 2 chicks wanna come get some. If they bring that 6-string, I'm gonna strum. Cause I've been a million men. I live life alive and dead, and I'll tell you this better song than said. I got property, I got property, baby. Still I got nothing in the palm of my hand. And that's my philosophy. It can go south on you quickly if I keep living like the man that I am. I could be a bad boy, oh my lord. Walk my way to the mental ward. Maybe I'd be fine in hell. I could be a tough guy to my core. Wake up drunk on the precinct floor, and I don't wanna ring that bell.
I think today we've been drilling more oil by far than we ever have in the history of our country. More oil and gas by far. And this was recently said, but this took place almost from the sun. So we're doing a good job doing this right.
Red light, road rage, look what I've done. 2 cops wanna come get some. If they sick that canine, I'm gon' run. Cause I've dodged 100 trains. Jesus, God, in an early grave. But I ain't got heart for the loaded gun. Cause I got some harmony, I got a few songs left in me, but I got something in the palm of my hand. And I got an alibi. When I get tuned up and so high, it can be easy just to not give a damn. I could be a bad boy, oh my lord. Walk my way to the mental ward. Maybe I'd be fine in hell. I could be a tough guy to my core. Wake up drunk on the precinct floor, and I don't wanna ring that bell.
Because there's never been any construction boom of factories like we have right now. We lost our car industry. We lost 54%
best way to watch a Trump speech.
Here's the story about a little guy that lives in a blue world, and all day and all night, and everything he sees is just blue, like him inside and outside. Through his house with the blue little window and a blue Corvette, and everything is blue for him and himself and everybody around, 'cause he ain't got nobody to listen to.
But it's the highest rate in over 4 decades.
I interpret towel. Better way to wait for the bombs, right? We'll just dance. Nothing matters, right? It's all fake. All the countries are fake. Everything's fake. We'll just dance our way into it. Who cares? We're in a Kafka novel.
Blue is the color of all that I wear. Blue are the streets and all the trees are too. I have a girlfriend and she is so blue. Blue are the people here that walk around. Blue like my Corvette, it's standing outside. Blue are the words I say and what I think. Blue are the feelings that live inside me.
Oh, wait, we have a request for something a little more modern. This is live, by the way. When he talks about the war, I'll pause the music. This is just our way of listening to a Trump speech. We had a request from Interpret Towel. Here's something a little more modern. 2012, you may call this Loca People.
Shift, operating 3 days, and it was going down to 1 day. And
What the F? Because that's really the vibe, right?
Now,
What the F? You got it, Mimi. Here's Loca People, a remix.
Thriving like never before. I just heard from them.
What the F?
They're at now full shifts, 2 full shifts. 6
I went to
days a week,
Spain and I saw people partying and I said to my friend, what the F? All day, all day, all night.
All day, all night, all day, all night, all day, all night. What the fuck? FIFA la fiesta, FIFA la noche, FIFA los DJ. What the fuck? Johnny, la gente está muy loca. What the fuck? What the fuck? FIFA la fiesta, FIFA la fiesta, FIFA la fiesta, FIFA la fiesta, FIFA la, FIFA la, FIFA la, FIFA la, Johnny, la gente está muy loca.
billion I have to pay him back when a little half sentence, any money taken
Kofi's dancing.
to this point does not have to be paid back. We would have saved 159 billion, and I cannot figure it out. How could anybody do that? But they did it. We have
double cup sipping, gon' try something different. I just drank up all the soda, got no ticket, but I'm tripping. Yeah, everything is spinning, slowing down my vision. I'm pouring up forward like fuck my inhibition. Yeah, she didn't wanna try it, said it might fuck her night up, but I know that she like it. Lit the blunt and let me light up the purple in my swisher, purple in my white cup. Yeah, I fuck with the activists. You can't get it like this, no. Lean on me like steel bill. My cup's so full it might spill. Y'all are talking too fast, yeah. I'll sell you a chill pill. Robitussin and drinking. What the fuck you thinking? Yeah, I could tell it's fake, 'cause when you pouring it ain't sinking. More lean than a cholo. All decked out in polo. All the bitches love me, so they wanna take a photo. Oh, baby, by the measure, I do this for pleasure. If you're looking for that real, baby, you can't do no better, no.
Absolutely.
Great furniture business. I built a lot of hotels and a lot of different buildings where I need furniture.
I can't wait to do so, my dear friend.
These were great artists, and China.
I have to copy Pete's comment here. Hold on.
We didn't have a president.
You want to listen to Mr. President Trump, right? I mean, obviously, monitoring.
I used to go down and see these people.
Well, Tripoli Bob, ostensibly it's about business, but he keeps talking about the war, so we have to monitor it because Iran's, of course, going to do something, or the market's just closed, so Mr. President Trump's going to do something.
But it's very tough.
It's 4:30. The markets have closed. Iran has just bombed the UAE and no one responded.
Lack of protection that you.
It was a great track. I agree, Michael Brown.
Put you out of business. So you actually said thank you for the tariffs, but the tariffs really aren't high enough, in my opinion. In that.
I was trying to play music over the tariff discussion because it's very boring. But then he just starts talking about the war randomly.
As robust as it was 25, 30 years ago. The greatest furniture people in the world.
Oh, the furniture people.
Stolen. They really didn't take them. They found people in China that could do it. And all those people got put out of jobs. And
I think the IRGC is sufficiently baffled, Mr. President.
Watch what happens, how good it is in North Carolina, because I've been.
I
had to go through a process to get that approved. But now it's approved, and
the furniture, yes. That's what people are tuning in to listen to.
Nobody can do that quality.
Nobody can make furniture like me, ladies and gentlemen. I make the best I make the best chairs. How do you know a Grant chair is a chair? Well, because it's the greatest chair. When you make a chair, you just have to know how to make it. You can't order it from China. You can't do that. You have to go in there and you have to say, listen, you are going to make the chair in the United States of America. And if someone tells you not to, no, you say, I'll tariff you. I will tariff you right to hell. You will make that chair in America. You'll make the atoms and the molecules and the constituent understanding in America. You won't call it something else. We'll make it in North Carolina. It will be called a hippie chair. Yes, yes, ladies and gentlemen, the chairs of all chairs. There will be no chairs like it. The chair will have a husband. The chair will never have seen anything like it. We're gonna marry the chairs. Oh, yes, listen, the chair will love the wedding. The proposal won't be at Fenway. You don't want to risk that. All right, now listen. You don't understand. The chairs in the classroom, our Secretary of Education has the best chairs. Oh, sorry, she also does the Small Business Administration. She procures the chairs. She gives the students the chairs. Where would we be without the chairs, ladies and gentlemen? Listen, without that $7 billion, we wouldn't have American-made chairs for our students. I want you to have the best chairs. They have to be made in the United States. Yes, and no one thought that you could make chairs here. Where do you even get the trees? What do? Chop them down? You can't do that. What would the birds say? You gotta contact the Chinese. Now listen, I want to bring up, hold on. We need to listen to this important speech about chairs.
Small business president in American history.
Yes, won't somebody think about the chairs? My God, where would we be without the growth of our chairs?
Recognized National Small Business Week, and you're the greatest.
Oh, yes. Yes, we have the best chairs. Exceptional fast food and exceptional dance moves and exceptional chairs.
This administration is shifting power and capital. Fraudsters and Washington bureaucrats back to Main Street job creators, just like we.
Oh, thank God for the American-made chairs.
Deregulation and the working family.
All I want is money, money. All I want is money, money. All I want is money, money. Money, money, give me some. All I want is money, money. All I want is money, money. All I want is money, money.
Give me that money. I got bills, so much spent on cheap thrills. 3 seconds away from no chill. Before I go, I need a meal. 5. I'll go with 5. 500 bodies in the room, Karen late. Keep you on your toes, this ballet. What I say, feel like I'm Bo Band. I'm a 7-footer, I'm a kettle cooker, like I'm Devin Booker. I'm a head spinner, head turner, cause they definitely looking. Hate to see what that shot look like if I never took it. How much sauce? Lot of sauce, that's how I'm cooking. No sugar coat, no wobble legs, this solid foot, and I'm talking. Get away, I'm talking. All expense paid, I'm talking life gave me lemons, I made. You get it.
All I want is money, money. All I want is money, money. All I want is money, money. Money, money, give me some. All I want is money, money. All I want is money, money. All I want is money, money.
Give me that money. I got bills, so much spent on cheap thrills. 3 seconds away from no chill. Before I go, I need a meal. 5. I'll go with 5. High five, what's the password to the Wi-Fi? You know the drill, feel like I'm walking on stilts. Okay, all that we built, when I find balance to tell you, babe. Hottest love is stuck in my chest. I took it to our favorite spot, that place we go a lot. Feel like the only ones that even know it exists. Ooh, I gave you the aux, and you played icy pop. I'm Mr. Know-It-All, but even I ain't noticed. Let me get this straight. I got bills, so much spent on cheap thrills. 3 seconds away from no chill. Before I go, I need a meal. 5.
Staff at the agency.
God bless you, water under the fridge.
That capital is driving.
Yeah, I'm trying to stay cheerful because otherwise I think I'd lose it.
Small business formation. This year, record small business
Oh,
formation.
that's nice.
And growth in communities all across America. It's such an honor to highlight the award winners.
I've always wanted to talk about the American-made chairs. You know, we make a lot of chairs. We have the best chairs.
They are America's backbone.
Yes.
From our farms and restaurants to our construction companies and our manufacturers.
You have to speak the truth.
Thank you, Mr. President, for
you have to speak your mind.
That small business is big business.
Every time I speak my mind, I'm lyrically critical. The pinnacle of being revolutionarily pivotal. Beyond anything ever studied that's metaphysical. Man, fuck a minority. I'm not politically minimal, but obviously terminologies that are statistical are manufactured to be unequivocally subliminal, transmitted by monopolized media visuals. So I riddle hypocritically pitiful criminals, habitually utilizing typical rituals with false pretense in attempts to be spiritual to individuals who believe in biblical miracles instead of themselves, cause they're not thinking original, and the color of their skin makes them feel invisible.
I'll give you just one little anecdote.
Mm-hmm.
We have a beautiful, potentially beautiful, built in 1922, it's a long time ago, reflecting pond in between the Washington Monument and the Lincoln Memorial.
Oh, okay.
It's
I wanna fuck to my favorite song. If I could, I would listen to it all night long. So turn down the lights, pour a drink real strong. We got no work tomorrow and we're both still young. I wanna fuck to my favorite song. If I could, I would listen to it all night long. So turn down the lights, pour a drink real strong. We got no
Only have sex for procreation and don't buy prostitutes. Ideally, only if you love the person. As long as you don't pay him. As long as you don't pay him, Motorola. You saved those little birdies. You should probably watch the Richard Gere movie Pretty Woman first, though. All right, what's he saying now?
And they're phenomenal. In 20 years, I had one up the road where it's a great club on the Potomac River. I bought it up at
I have the best chairs.
21 years ago. And I built
Nobody
a
has
beautiful
chairs like me.
Olympic-sized pool. And I asked the other day, I said, how good is the pool? Oh, it's great.
We have the best
I looked at it, it
pools.
looks like it's brand
Oh,
new,
the
so
best
20 years
pools.
ago.
Hi, Penny.
So I have some very
I have
good
the best
contractors,
chairs.
some good, one or two in particular. And I said the two of the... actually,
Someone has
the
been
three
shot by...
guys- I said,
Ladies and gentlemen, someone has been shot by law enforcement near the White House. I repeat, someone has been shot by law enforcement near the White House. The president, for his part, is talking about how we have the best pools and chairs, exceptional fast food, and exceptional dance moves.
Favorite fellas, go take a look at the reflecting pool that sits in between Lincoln and Washington. The beautiful, what should be beautiful reflecting pool. And one of them who came back, who's really, I would say, the best, but they're all good. He came back, he said, what an exciting job, sir. I said, so how long would it take you to redo it? He said, well, we have to fix the surface a little bit, create something good and solid underneath. That'll take about a week. And let's say it'll take me to put the new material. Now, the swimming pool is good, but he said, sir, I'd get commercial grade. What is that? He said, that's much stronger, much heavier, meant for commercial. It actually looks better. It's more expensive, sir. I said, that's okay. I said, how much will it cost? I think we can do it for about $1.9 million. So he said, what color would you like, sir? And I said, well, you know that beautiful color that we have in Florida?
Water under the fridge. God bless you, my friend. God bless you. It was one slug, not a shooting. Thank you for the update. Hashtag save the Great Lakes. You are wonderful, water under the fridge. Thank you so much for supporting Towel News. You truly, I can't wait to hang out with you. Maybe you, I, and Nikki Towel can hang out. It would be great. We'll come visit you. You just email me anytime, my friend. You're wonderful. God bless you, water under the fridge.
This is in Florida, sir. We don't have that green-blue around here. We have blue water. But he gave me a choice of 50 colors. Now I'm going crazy. I'm saying, now think of it. If we put the granite, you know what your color is? It was gray. It was gray. Not a good-looking color. So even if you did it, it's not.
Here's the update from the Secret Service. I know you all want to know about what happened outside the White House. Well, Mr. President Trump just kept speaking. Here's the latest from the Secret Service. Go ahead, British reporter Towel.
Conversation. U.S. Secret Service personnel are on the scene of an officer-involved shooting at 15th Street and Independence Avenue in Washington, D.C. One individual was shot by law enforcement. Their condition is currently unknown. Please avoid the area as emergency crews are responding.
That was the
Post your
latest
reply.
from the Secret Service. Mr. President Trump keeps speaking.
You know, we have to be a little conscious of that, right? Chris, you'll have a new boss someday. And I don't know if you'd like that. So here's the story, just in a nutshell. For a much better job, 1.9 million, 1 week. Because I don't call actually the Parks Department did a great job. They had a lot of men cleaning, they're scrubbing the scum off years and years of...
I have the report. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a report from a reporter on the ground about what happened. Ladies and gentlemen, according to Susan Crabtree with RC Politics, let's take a listen. This is her report.
Conversation. Breaking and exclusive. Secret Service Uniform Division officers shot a man who they thought might have a gun at this afternoon before President Trump's press conference. When the officers confronted the man, it went sideways, and they ended up shooting him, sources in the Secret Service community told. All Secret Service officers are safe, but the man is down and in custody. Update. I'm told the man did have a gun. More details. Suspect, who I'm told was armed, is now recovering at George Washington Hospital from wounds inflicted by Secret Service gunfire. The Secret Service has recovered the suspect's firearm. No Uniform Division officers were shot or hurt, sources in...
Okay, that's all we have. So the man did have a gun. He was outside the White House, and Secret Service took him down.
Okay, and beautiful, sealed. And I looked at just one of the little pieces that they did to finish. It's like a piece of glass. Beautiful color, beautiful everything. You could never get anything like that. And just think of it. So for a tiny fraction of the cost and a tiny fraction of the time, we end up with the most beautiful thing that you'll ever see. And I look so forward to that opening up. And it's sort of a business thing. It's a common sense thing. First thing I thought of when I heard $350 million, because I'm the one that said, let's get it done. But they had done studies for years because they wanted to get it done. Never got done. Probably so expensive they couldn't afford to do it, really. But there's a thing, common sense, right? Swimming pool. We said, well, swimming pool looks so beautiful. Wouldn't that be nice? So for a tiny fraction of the time, a tiny fraction of the cost, we end up with a much better product. And this is what you people do with small businesses all the time. It's what Kelly does in running this. She comes to me a lot of times with ideas for less money. It's a better job. So I thought I'd tell you that because this just happened. This just happened. If you go down, if you'd like to see them doing it, on your way back home, take a trip down to the reflecting pond, or they call it the reflecting pool. Some people call it the reflecting lake, but the word reflecting is always a part of it. They call it different things, but reflecting is always a part. Last but not least, we have someone who is helping us lead the revival in American manufacturing, this year's National Small Business Person of the Year. I want to hire him. How big is this business? I want to get him. Mark LaMancha. And he's a fantastic guy.
Standing Stones, you might have to resend it, my friend, but I'll absolutely check it out.
And he's the owner of...
Mr. President Trump has said nothing about the buildings burning in the UAE. By the way, you want to see the latest scenes from the UAE? Take a look. This is reportedly unconfirmed from Dubai. As Mr. President Trump is talking, Dubai is burning. It's probably an industrial area. Unconfirmed at this point. More videos from Dubai, from UAE coming in now.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
I'm not sure Mr. President Trump should keep talking.
US embassy है ना उधर. Oh my God. But jet दिखता तो नहीं है खाली आवाज है. क्या आवाज है? वो क्या मालिक. देखो. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh. US embassy.
I mean, I'm not sure what Mr. President Trump is doing right now. I'm not sure why he's just ignoring this, but okay.
To represent the 36 million small business people, to be an
Are we just pretend, is Iran in charge now?
For the largest part of our economy. And I would like to thank you from the Hometown Products Industrial Athletes team that I have the privilege of serving every day as their head coach. But even more, I would like to thank you, Mr. President, for restarting and rebooting our economy. And manufacturing.
Just in, attributed to Tasnim News Agency, this is one of the ships Iran took out. This was one of the ships that Iran took out, attributed to Tasnim News Agency. Oh my. Oh no. That is certainly oh no. Oh no. They didn't just take out, and Mr. President Trump's just ignoring this? They didn't destroy that ship, they lit it up. I'm not sure the people of the UAE feel very safe right now.
Thank you very much. And, you're right. Well, we lost our manufacturing business, and I used to listen to President Obama say, "You'll never get manufacturing back. It's the biggest business in the world if you get it back." And we're heading to that. I think we'll be higher than at any time fairly soon. When these places open, I think we'll be higher than at any time in the history of our country. And we used to be a manufacturing capital. We were the manufacturing capital of the world, and then it got taken away. The ships went to Taiwan, and all they had to do is say, if you sell your product back into the country, there's going to be 100% tariff, and nobody would have left. And you know, I made a investment, Intel, chip maker, the biggest in the world, and then it got taken away because of bad politics, actually.
Thank you, Standing Stones.
Because of politicians.
What is he doing? This is... Alright, so Edon, I just want you to know, this speech, this is the pool feed from the AP. Edon is watching this. Does he understand how this looks to them? He looks... Alright, objectively, Edon is not going to think of this as focusing on domestic issues. He's going to think of this, they're going to think of this as him losing it. He can't even think about what's going on in the Middle East.
The presidents, no president protected that industry. So all of a sudden you have this superpower over in Taiwan, but they're coming back. As you know, we have the biggest companies coming into, they're pouring into this country. They know that the tariffs go to a certain extent, and then they go up as we go. But I will say that it's so sad to see what's happened, but it makes me so happy to say we're bringing it back. And as sure as you're sitting there, I mean, these are companies that are fully committed. There are many under construction. They're on their way. And when I look at what happened to our country, I used to make speeches as a private person. I always loved politics, but I never thought I'd be doing this. But as a private person doing well, I used to just marvel at the fact that the car companies were leaving Detroit and leaving our country at levels that was just, I mean, I say, you're not going to have any cars soon if you don't do something. And all they had to do is say, you can leave our country, you can have lots of fun building your cars, but if you think you're going to sell it back into our country for no cost.
Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni have settled their lawsuit, reports the New York Times.
You're wrong, but nobody said that. Not one president, even presidents I liked, but they were bad on trade. You've never had a good president on trade, and now you do, and we're bringing them back at levels never seen before. So we're going to have something, and as far as small business is concerned, you are really the driver. I love that story because that's the kind of story that half of the people, I'm not sure about all of them, I'm not sure about...
Right, so as Mr. President Trump is doing this, just to show you, let me just give you a split screen here. Let me just show you what it looks like in Iran, okay? As Mr. President Trump is speaking to a bunch of business owners, look at what the people of Iran are doing, okay? Let's check. This is Tehran. Quite a different scene as Mr. President speaks to a room of rich business owners.
Rick, but most of the people a long time ago, but we're doing it, and we have
about nothing.
And I'm very proud to be doing it. But the amazing thing, I thought would be down 20-25%. I thought the market would be down. The market's at new highs, despite all of it. And so the market is genius, and they see what's happening, and they get it. But I just want to say it's an honor to be with you, and keep going. Small businesses, some of your small businesses like yours are going to be large businesses very soon. And it's an honor to be with you, Kelly and Chris and all of the people that work with me. What a great job you do. We appreciate it. Thank you very much.
That's it. He had nothing else to say. That's it. That's all he had to say. Nothing about the war, nothing about Iran. He actually has said that he doesn't consider all those fires and attacks you saw in the UAE. They're not actually ceasefire violations. They're just a few missiles. Just a few fires. 1 or 2 missiles getting through. Oh, 1 second. Give it a second. Give it a second. There we go. Frame drop. You get a little frame drop every now and again. No, they're not. You must understand. They're not. Nothing is going on. It's just. What is the word? It's just a few missiles got through. First it was 1, then it was 2. Also, Mr. President apparently said earlier that 24 hours. I'll try to get that clip for you now. Mr. President Trump apparently said earlier that Iran has 24 hours. As you look at the ship that is currently burning, or was burning earlier following an Iranian strike. Within the last 25 minutes, there have been more drones that were fired at the UAE from Iran, according to U.S. Central Command. That was as Mr. President Trump was speaking. And then all he really did was kind of sit there. That's all he did. He just kind of talked about tariffs. He said that Iran had, what did he say? I'm not even sure what he said about Iran. It was outrageous. It didn't even make sense. He was barely even speaking about the war. And then apparently he told ABC, although there's no video of this, that the missiles that Iran launched at the UAE are not actually a problem. All right, so let's take a listen to Mr. President Trump earlier on the tarmac. This was about 2 or 3 hours ago, around 2 p.m. This is just a re-upload of the clip. This was earlier.
Well, I wouldn't have to. I didn't say that. I said that if we left right now.
No, wait a minute. This was Saturday, actually.
It would take.
So let's take a listen to Mr. President Trump on Saturday. I'm sorry. I knew he had said 48 hours or 24 hours, but it was actually on Saturday. So let's take a listen to Mr. President Trump just 3 days ago.
Well, I wouldn't have to. I didn't say that. I said that if we left right now, it would take them 20 years to rebuild. but we're not leaving right now. We're going to do it so nobody has to go back in 2 years or 5 years. They told me about the concept of the deal. They're going to give me the exact wording now, yeah.
Last night you also said that only like 85% of Iran's missile-making capabilities has been eliminated.
Correct.
Is that ever 15% important? Does the United States need to eliminate that?
Well, I'd like to eliminate it, yeah, I'd like to. It'd be a start for them to build up again. And yeah, I would like to eliminate it.
Sir, under what circumstances would you please start military strikes on targets?
Well, I don't want to say that. I mean, I can't tell that to a reporter. If they misbehave, if they do something bad, but right now, we'll see. But, you know, it's a possibility that could happen, certainly.
Very interesting. I'll show you the latest report from Al Arabia about the attacks in UAE and Oman by the IRGC over the past 4 hours. Here's a report from Al Arabia.
طبعا البداية كانت بنشر الحرس الثوري لهذه الخريطة. تغيرت الأهداف بطريقة مفاجئة ولو أنه كان هدوء نسبي خلال الأيام الماضية، لكن تغيرت الأمور عندما بدأ الحرس الثوري يتحدث عن مساحة جديدة ممنوعة، منطقة ممنوعة على السفن أن تبقى فيها أو تعبرها، ليس فقط العبور. تعرف بأن عدد كبير من السفن أسامة كان يقبع في هذه المنطقة بالقرب من هرمز أو حتى في الجهة المقابلة. لماذا؟ لأنها قريبة من المضيق وفي انتظار أي إشارة، لأننا نتحدث عن أكثر من 20,000 بحار عالقون هنا في الخليج العربي وينتظرون أي إشارة من أجل المرور أو العبور والعودة إلى الديار. لكن الحرس الثوري ربما اكتشف بأنه قد يكون ارتكب خطأ أثناء الحرب بترك السفن تبقى في هذه المنطقة. لماذا؟ لأنها مع كل حضور أمريكي بمدمرات أو حتى ربما تواجد أمريكي قوي قد تستغل هذه السفن الفرصة ثم تدخل عبر الجزر أو الخليج العماني لتقوم بالخروج دون التنسيق مع الحرس الثوري. لذلك ومخافة أن يحصل هذا، وهذا الذي حصل في عدة مرات لسفن كثيرة تمكنت من المرور، بعضها هوجمت وبعضها مرت، خاصة وأن البحرية الأمريكية أدخلت مدمرتين إلى مضيق هرمز وعبرتا بسلام وأثبتتا بأن هناك طريق ولو أنه ضيق لكنه خالي من الألغام.
طيب، وهنا نقطة عبد الجليل، يعني السفن العالقة هنا في منطقة الخليج العربي هي سفن غالبيتها سفن مدنية
طبعا
عالقة في هذه المنطقة منذ أكثر من شهرين وحتى الآن.
صحيح.
نفذت لديها المواد الطبية والغذائية والاحتياجات الأساسية للبحارة. صحيح. الموجودون على متن هذه السفن. ما مصلحة إيران في عدم فتح الباب أمام هذه السفن للمغادرة؟
أنت تعرف أسامة بأن هذا سميت بالأزمة المنسية خلال هذه الحرب. صحيح. تتحدث عن 20,000 بحار وعدد يفوق 1000 سفينة فقط هنا في الخليج العربي. إيران تتوقع بأن إبقاء هذه السفن هنا هذا وسيلة ضغط، لأننا نتحدث عن سفن تتبع إلى 87 دولة. هذه الدول التي تحمل الأعلام. أما البحارة فنحن نتحدث عن بحارة من 180 دولة تقريبا. هؤلاء أصبحوا أسرى لدى قرار الحرس الثوري بغلق مضيق هرمز.
طيب، لدينا الآن
Yes, translator towel.
هذه الصور من الإمارات اليوم عمليات اعتراض.
Translator towel says they're afraid the Americans are going to attack them. Is everyone just firing at everyone else now?
نتحدث عن تحديث ميداني جديد ومهم.
صحيح.
أيضا ما الذي حدث اليوم في الإمارات؟
يبدو أنه انزعج كثيرا الحرس الثوري من مرور المدمرتين الأمريكيتين، ثم إعلان ترامب بأن سفينتين تجاريتين تحملا العلم الأمريكي قد مرت هي أيضا. يبدو أنه أحس بأن ورقة هرمز بدأت تنزلق من بين.
Oh, there's TV that's over to offer internet protocol. I think that's what Water Under the Fridge is talking about. It's a great option. I think YouTube TV is one. There's a bunch of IP TV options.
أيدي الحرس الثوري وبدأت تفلت، لذلك هو لجأ بطريقة غير مفهومة لحد الآن على مهاجمة مناطق واسعة في الإمارات، وأيضا سفن سفن أيضا هجمت في مضيق هرمز تحديدا، لكن الفريد هو أنه استخدم صواريخ مجنحة، صواريخ كروز لأول مرة بهذه الكثافة، اعتمد عليها بشكل كبير جدا. صواريخ كروز التي تحلق على ارتفاع منخفض. لدينا هذه الصورة، صورة اعتراض صاروخ إيراني في صورة فريدة، والنيران قد بدأت تشتعل، أو بقايا صاروخ أو شظايا صاروخ. لكن 3 صواريخ اعترضت من قبل الدفاعات الإماراتية، لكن استخدم المسيرات في مهاجمة ميناء الفجيرة، وربما أصابت شظايا أو مسيرة، لا ندري تحديدا، أصابت منشآت نفطية. أنت تعرف بأن ميناء الفجيرة.
Now to President Trump at the White House, where he refused to answer questions about Iran as he left. I repeat, Mr. President Trump refused to answer questions as he left his event. Right now, I'll show you the footage.
Mr. President, did Iran violate the ceasefire? Did Iran violate?
Again, Mr. President just dodged. He would not talk about Iran. Oh, I think he's weak.
Mr. President, did Iran violate the ceasefire?
Oh, I got your water under the fridge.
Did Iran violate?
Just take a listen to this. Mr. President Trump is literally dodging questions about Iran.
Mr. President, did Iran violate the ceasefire? Did Iran violate?
Oh no.
Mr. President, did Iran violate the ceasefire? Did Iran violate?
Oh no. Oh goodness. Here's Dr. Morandi from the Iranian delegation talking on Al Mayadeen 37 minutes ago.
نعرفه هو أنه خلال حرب 39 يوم، خلال الأسابيع التي سبقت تلك الحرب، الولايات المتحدة قامت بنشر القوات الجوية وجاءت بالمعدات أرسلت هذه المعدات إلى هذه الدول من أجل توجيه الضربات. بعد وقف إطلاق النار جاءت الولايات المتحدة بالمزيد من المعدات، والكثير من هذه المعدات هي من أجل الهجوم البري. إذن الولايات المتحدة لا تستعد فقط من خلال الدفاعات الجوية وقدرات الدفاعات الجوية، ولكن أيضا جاءت بعدد كبير من القوات، وأيضا بعدد كثير من القوات. ووفق ما قيل لي العديد من هذه القوات موجودة في البحرين، والعديد منها موجودة في الإمارات، والعديد أيضا في الكويت. والطائرات الأمريكية وطائرات إعادة التزويد بالوقود العديد منها منتشرة، ولكن هناك عدد كبير منها في السعودية والنظام الإسرائيلي وأيضا في الأردن. ولكن وفق فهمي القوات البرية والمعدات اللوجستية المطلوبة من أجل تنفيذ هجوم بري أو عدة هجمات برية هي في الغالب موجودة في هذه الدول الثلاث: الإمارات، الكويت والبحرين.
Just so you understand, the Iranian side, the people from Iran, are on the TV talking about the war, analyzing. In that specific clip, Dr. Morandi was analyzing how there's a bunch of U.S. forces currently present in Bahrain, in the UAE, and Kuwait. Hello, Alf. It's ALP. It's so good to see you. Let me show you a little bit more. Dr. Morandi speaks. He was in the Iranian negotiating team. He speaks English, but he's talking on Al Mayadeen in the last half hour, so it's being translated to Arabic live, so there is no just raw English. But let's take a listen to more. In this clip, he says, the Americans have been preparing for a new attack since the start of the ceasefire, and this new operation is clearly part of this attack. Let's take a listen.
The Americans have been preparing for this.
بالطبع الأمريكيون يستعدون لهذا الهجوم الجديد منذ أسابيع، منذ أن بدأ وقف إطلاق النار. الولايات المتحدة تقوم بحشد قوات، وبالتالي من الواضح أن هذه العملية الجديدة التي أعلن عنها ترامب والتي بدأت ليلة أمس وأيضا صباح اليوم الواضح أن كل ذلك جزء من هذه العملية. الولايات المتحدة تزيد من التوتر، وبالطبع هذه الأنظمة من خلال استضافة الولايات الأمريكية والسماح للقوات الأمريكية بالتحشيد في الأراضي، هذه الأنظمة بالتالي جزء من العدوان، وبالتالي عندما يبدأ العدوان.
Little frame drop error here. We'll be back in 1 second. Frame drop. It's back.
والسعودي لا يمكن أن ننظر إلى الموضوع بأي شكل مختلف، وبالطبع أيضا الأردن وأيضا النظام الإسرائيلي. نتحدث عن ائتلاف موسع، ائتلاف يشمل هذه الأنظمة الخمسة، السعودية والأردن وبالطبع الولايات المتحدة. لا يمكن أن ننظر إلى الموضوع بشكل مختلف. لا يمكن لأحد أن يتخيل أو يدعي بأن هذه الأطراف تقف على حياد، كما أنهم لم يكن بأمهم الادعاء بأنهم على حياد. من دون هذه الدول، من دون الأردن وهذه الأنظمة الخمسة، الولايات المتحدة والنظام الإسرائيلي ما كانت تستطيع هذه الأطراف شن الحرب على إيران. لوجستيا ستكون هذه العملية مستحيلة، وبالتالي ترامب بنفسه أعلن عن هذه الموجة الجديدة والعملية الجديدة، والقيادة الوسطى بدأت بالعملية. والأحداث التي جرت اليوم حتى الآن لم تضح بالكامل. الإيرانيون لم يعلنوا المسؤولية عما حصل في الإمارات. يجب أن ننتظر، وأنا متأكد من أن الأمور ستتضح خلال الساعات المقبلة. ولكن في هذه المطاف هذه الأنظمة هي التي تهيئ وتساعد الولايات المتحدة على شن هجوم جديد.
Well, there you go. The Iranians are on TV talking about the war. Mr. President Trump, for his part, sounds a little confused. Let's take a listen. This was Mr. President Trump at the White House.
You know, I could, with one swipe of the pen, I could say, let's have no employment, and I'll hire 1 million people or 2 million people. I say, we just hired 1 million people, and we have absolutely no employment. And that's what they would do. They'd have bad numbers coming up, so they'd hire a couple of 100,000 people, and the numbers would look okay. With me, it's the exact opposite. We terminate a lot of federal jobs that are unnecessary. And they don't like me for doing it, but a year later, they like me because they end up having a much better job, oftentimes in a place where they'd much rather live. You know, they go to the place that they want to go.
I'm a little concerned about Mr. President. Let's take a look at what the media is posting clips of from that last event. As we're on the verge of war, Mr. President looks very tired. Almost like unnaturally tired.
Record small business formation and growth in communities all across America. It's such an honor to highlight the award winners that are here today and the vital role of hardworking small businesses that do their jobs. Record small business formation and growth in communities all across America. It's such an honor to highlight the award winners that are here today.
Also, what does no employment mean? I'm pretty sure, right, he meant unemployment. He wants to have no employment? Oh, that's not good.
The vital role of hardworking small businesses that do their jobs, record small business formation, and growth in communities all across America. It's such an honor to highlight.
He was like falling asleep. This is not good. What is he capable of dealing with this? What do you think the UAE is saying right now? They're probably like, oh my goodness, he's going to let us just fall. Oh, Max Love, my dear friend, if Towel News ever takes off and I can make it a thing, you just email me, grantsmithellis@gmail.com. I'd love to have your help. God bless you, Max Love. This was Mr. President Trump trying to talk about Iran. This is just absurd. Let's take a listen.
And this country is leading the whole world. We are now. That I can tell you by a lot. You're the lifeblood of the American economy, and with your help, we're truly making America great again. It's we're doing record business. We have a stock market that hit even with this military operation, call it whatever you want. We can't let Iran have a nuclear weapon. We hit all new highs, and I said we have to take care of business because we can't let that happen. So we did a little detour, and it's working out very nicely. They have no Navy. They have no Air Force. They have no anti-aircraft equipment. They have no radar. They have no nothing. They have no leaders, actually. The leaders happen to be gone also. But can't let them have a nuclear weapon, or you'd have problems like nobody would believe. And it's going very well. We're also,
in the whole country. And this country
What?
is leading the whole world. We are now. That I can tell you by a lot. You're the lifeblood of the American economy, and with your help, we're truly making America great again. We're doing record business. We have a stock market that hit even with this military operation, call it whatever you want. We can't let Iran have a nuclear weapon. We hit all new highs, and I said we have to take care of business because we can't let that happen. So we did a little detour, and it's working out very nicely. They have no Navy. They have no Air Force. They have no anti-aircraft equipment. They have no radar. They have no nothing. They have no leaders, actually. The leaders happen to be gone also. But can't let them have a nuclear weapon. You'd have problems like nobody would believe.
Are you kidding me? And then he like fell asleep? Oh, goodness. What is what are they just going to do nothing? Oh my God. I don't know what to say. Give me a second. We're having a little buffer. I'm back. I don't know what to say right now. Unless they do something, I need to just go into analyst towel mode. Unless they do something, I'm serious. Iran is going to take this as the ultimate weakness. They've done nothing. They just didn't respond. I can't believe what I'm seeing. I as an analyst, I'm dumbfounded because there's no just pretending like it was a missile or two. It was 7 waves, and then Iran basically said, "Okay, that was America's fault. Like they brought you into this UAE. You had to be punished a little bit. Don't you dare retaliate." So even if you're Mr. President and you're like, I don't want to retaliate because X, Y, or Z, some other reason, Iran, because of its posturing, now looks like it's the big man on campus. He bluffed. I believe, truly, this is my opinion as an analyst, unless I see otherwise, I believe he bluffed. I believe the whole thing about the Strait was a bluff, and he was trying to, he thought it was like a business negotiation. And Mr. President tried to bluff Iran to the table. And they said, bluff? Like, no, we want to attack you. Like, we're not trying to come to the table. Like, if you give us concessions, maybe we'll come to the table. But nowhere in the Iranian strategic negotiating playbook is give up because Mr. President Trump said he's going to use military force. Has Mr. President Trump not realized that American military prestige isn't what it was 50, 64 days ago, whatever it was now? Like, you already used it. It didn't work, Mr. President. They're not afraid. Not only are they not afraid, they bombed the United Arab Emirates 7 times in 4 hours. And then we're like, maybe even 8 times, depending on if the most recent report is accurate. And then we're like, well, don't retaliate, UAE. That was your fault for bombing us during the war. That was America's fault. Wow. That's all I have to say. It's 5:15 p.m. Eastern, U.S. wartime. Okay, that makes it 11:15 p.m. in South Africa. That would be Monday, May 4th, 2026. It's 12:15 a.m. in Tel Aviv. It's 12:45 a.m. in Tehran, Iran. That would be Tuesday, May the 5th, 2026. May the 4th be with you, by the way, to Tiffany Bob. Special May the 4th to Tiffany Bob, our dear friend. Shout out Tiffany Bob. Tiffany Bob's been having a great May the 4th. So, with that said, we are coming up in that window. We monitor during a specific window, okay, every day, all right? And it's between 1 to 3 a.m. maybe 4 a.m. in Israel. Unlike other situations in the war that were more about posturing, economic pressure, there is no option to not respond here. Oh, thank you, Miss FAFO. I know, Mimi. Mimi's like, listen, we're just going to go back to being a British colony. That's the only solution here. Mimi's got it. She wants to be a British colony again. You know, we talked to the goats. The goats said, you know, they like King Charles. He's cool. So the goats want to be British subjects. You know, hashtag save the goats. What the goats say go. You know, baby goat Ellie wants to be a British subject. I'm not going to say no. She can be in the House of Lords. We'll call her Lord Ellie. She'll be the only goat in the House of Lords. She gets a lifetime peerage. She's going to be on the Christmas honors if I ever become Prime Minister. I think I'm ineligible to become British Prime Minister, but if I ever become British Prime Minister, my Christmas honors, Mimi, will include Ellie the goat. We're putting her in the House of Commons with a lifetime peerage. Well, you know, translator towel or interpret towel. What if we made Ellie the goat the queen? You know, she could be the queen regent. She's a goat. She'd make great decisions. She's a goat. It would be great. We can have a queen. Listen, the whole thing is no kings. Nobody ever said anything about a damn queen. All right? Hashtag Ellie for queen. James Adams says the UK's gone. He's giving up hope. Well, okay, what if we put a baby goat named Ellie in charge of the UK? Would that remedy your concerns? It was a good speech, Mimi. I'm glad you got to listen to it. Personally, I think, you know, King Charles is fine, but we need Queen Ellie. Okay, Ellie is a baby goat. She was meant to be Queen of England. Then we can all love it. Illy, do you have the message? If you have a link, I'll take a look at it. The spokesperson for the Iranian army has been posting a lot tonight. I've been keeping an eye on it. My name is Grant Smith Ellis, by the way. How will it play out? Fire on the Hudson Parkway. A lot of car fires in the U.S. as of late. House of Common Sense. Oh, Mimi, I totally misread your comment and then decided you wanted to rejoin the Commonwealth realms. I'm sorry, Mimi. The House of Common Sense is a great pun. 10 out of 10. You get 50 million bonus points. But, you know, at the same time, that was great. Wait, and now there's a scrapyard fire in Westport, Massachusetts? Oh, that's huge. Why are all these fires just randomly happening? Take a look in Massachusetts. So there's just fires there's just been a lot of fires, odd fires. Here's one in Westport, Massachusetts. This is a very strange situation where there's a very large fire burning in Westport. I mean, very large, unusually large for the area. It's at a scrapyard. See that on the left there? That's a fire. That's in Westport, Massachusetts. It's a big fire. It's a very big fire.
Oh, everybody's driving by to see it.
That's quite a big fire. I would say that is quite a big fire. Apparently, if you are on the south coast of Massachusetts and you look into the sky, you're probably going to see a very big fire. It's at a scrapyard in Westport, according to the initial reports. It's a very big fire. Let's take a look from the latest from TV Al Marash about Hezbollah's latest in southern Lebanon.
شددت أوساط العدو بأن تهديد المحلقات الهجومية التي يطلقها حزب الله في جنوب لبنان تحول إلى واقع ميداني ضاغط يفرض نفسه على جيش العدو بشكل يومي. وأن هذه الوسائل رغم بساطتها نجحت في استغلال نقطة ضعف أساسية تتمثل في صعوبة اكتشافها، ما جعل التعامل معها محدود الفاعلية. وفي ظل قيود جغرافية وسياسية يتزايد الجدل حول قدرة الجيش على مواجهة هذا التهديد بشكل حاسم أو الاكتفاء باحتوائه مرحليا.
هامش المناورة العسكرية محدود جغرافيا في جنوب لبنان، وهذا الواقع يمنع من مواجهة حزب الله بشكل جذري. وما نقوم به حاليا هو احتواء التهديد المباشر فقط، وليس القضاء عليه، لأننا لا نستطيع القيام بذلك.
تم إطلاق مئات المحلقات باتجاه القوات خلال الفترة الأخيرة، وجزء كبير منها مزود بألياف بصرية ما يصعب اكتشافها واعتراضها، وهذا تهديد مستمر وسيستغرق وقتا.
أوساط العدو أضافت أن طريقة استخدام المحلقات كشفت عن نمط قتال قائم على الاستطلاع ثم الضرب الدقيق، ما يجعل الجيش الصهيوني في حالة انكشاف دائم. وهذا الأسلوب لا يحقق فقط إصابات مباشرة، بل يفرض أيضا حرب استنزاف مستمرة. لذا يجب الربط بين الضغط العسكري والحل السياسي، خاصة أن هناك سلطة في لبنان تعادي حزب الله.
طريقة العمل تقوم على إرسال محلقة استطلاع أولا لتحديد مواقع القوات، بعد ذلك يتم اتخاذ القرار بإطلاق محلقة متفجرة بدقة نحو الهدف، ما يزيد من تعقيد المواجهة.
في نهاية المطاف سنكون مضطرين للوصول إلى حل دبلوماسي، فهناك استعداد سياسي في لبنان، فالجمع بين الضغط العسكري والمسار السياسي قد يخلق فرصة بعد فشل الحل العسكري في إضعاف حزب الله.
في المحصلة أقرت أوساط العدو أن المحلقات الهجومية لحزب الله لم تعد مجرد تهديد تكتيكي، بل أصبحت أداة تؤثر في شكل المواجهة وتفرض حدودها. وسيبقى التعامل مع هذا التهديد محصورا في إطار الاحتواء، في انتظار حلول تكنولوجية أو تحولات سياسية قد تغير قواعد اللعبة.
He said, apparently, according to Interpretal, that the Lebanese army isn't really in the position to protect Lebanon from the Israeli army. Hezbollah, though, is. Alright, we're going to take a look now at... Hold on. We're going to take a look now at a few new reports. Give me 2 seconds. We're all in a holding pattern. I think we all know these are ominous moments. Hello, Francine. God bless you. I was thinking about you all day yesterday. Francine, your friend missed you yesterday. Folks, you may not know about our channel mascot. He normally only comes out at the end of the stream. His name is Pete Bunny Towel. His best friend in the whole world is Francine. Francine had a personal appointment yesterday. We were praying for Francine all day. God bless you, Francine. Your friend, his name's Pete Bunny Towel. He came to see you just because he was so worried about you yesterday. He wants to say hi. His name's Pete Bunny Towel. He's the channel mascot. He's going to hang out for a second because he just loves his friend Francine so much. She's wonderful. We do love Pete Bunny Towel. He's the channel mascot. You know? And did you know there's also an emoji of Pete Bunny Towel? By the way, this is a public information service. We've been going for 3 hours. If you want to, support me, help me eat, I'm disabled, etc. There's ways to donate and support this channel. You can scan either of the apps, okay, on the screen. There's a Cash App, # Grant Smith Ellis. There's a Venmo at Grant-E1. There's a PayPal, paypal.me/Grant Ellis. I strive to educate, inform, and entertain you. 20% entertainment as a buffer to insulate your brain from trauma. 40% education, 40% information. And, in turn, I strive also to engender cogent public discourse, therein warding off the usurpation of our forms of government worldwide. Now, you can help those efforts by liking the stream, subscribing to the channel. If you don't have a Cash App and you want to sign up, did you know you can click the link in the chat? Oh, God bless you. That would be great, Doc Watson. I'll go to H-Mart for sure. I don't know if I should go to the same one where the incident happened, where the guy, yelled at the cashier and then I intervened, then he stole my phone. But I would love to go to H-Mart. We have an H-Mart. That would be awesome. But yes, I try to do that once every 2 hours. I hadn't done that today. This is actually the 3rd hour of the stream, so I thought I would do that. Oh, God bless you all for your support. You're wonderful. You can also like the stream, subscribe to the channel, tell your friends and family about Towel News. It's a good way to help. Let's see, what else can you do? There's a Wise as well if you're international. The Cash App, by the way, if you sign up on that Cash App link, I'll post it again in the chat, or Nightbot will. If you sign up with that and you send $5 to someone, whoever it may be, your family member, me, a random person, you get $5. And then I get $30. It's great. And it actually has worked. Also, Pete Bunny Towel, of course, Francine, Pete Bunny Towel and I were thinking of you. He loves you very much. Standing Stones, that's okay. The links will come up in the chat. If you can't make them work, I'll email you, my friend. Don't worry about it at all. But yes, let me continue on here. Let me give you the latest updates from Saudi Arabia. All right, here's the latest report on the Saudi Arabian Ministry of Foreign Affairs, which said in a statement that it condemns in the strongest terms Iran's targeting of civilian and economic facilities in the UAE. It affirms the kingdom's stance alongside the UAE in the measures that it is taking, and Saudi Arabia says Iran must cease aggression and comply with international law. Let's take a listen to
أيضا هذه الأخبار العاجلة مشاهدينا، وهذا البيان نقلا عن وزارة الخارجية السعودية. الخارجية السعودية تعرب عن إدانة المملكة واستنكارها بأشد العبارات للاستهداف الإيراني عبر صواريخ وطائرات مسيرة لمنشآت مدنية واقتصادية في دولة الإمارات الشقيقة ولناقلة تابعة لشركة إماراتية. الخارجية السعودية أكدت في بيانها كذلك وقوفها إلى جانب دولة الإمارات فيما تتخذ من إجراءات للحفاظ على سيادتها وأمنها وسلامة أراضيها. كما تدعو الخارجية السعودية إيران إلى وقف هذه الاعتداءات والالتزام بمبادئ القانون الدولي وقرارات مجلس الأمن ذات الصلة واحترام مبادئ حسن الجوار. طبعا هذه التطورات وهذا البيان الذي نتابعه من الخارجية السعودية يأتي أيضا بعد أقل من ساعة من هذا الاتصال الذي جرى ما بين ولي العهد السعودي الأمير محمد بن سلمان ورئيس دولة الإمارات، وأيضا هذا الاتصال الذي أعرب خلاله ولي العهد السعودي عن إدانة المملكة واستنكارها الشديد للاعتداءات الإيرانية غير المبررة التي استهدفت دولة الإمارات، وتأكيد ولي العهد السعودي على وقوف المملكة إلى جانب الإمارات في دفاعها عن أمنها واستقرارها.
The latest on the Saudi Arabian statement regarding the attacks on Iran. Let's take a listen to the actual wording of the statement. Go ahead, British reporter Tal.
Conversation. Urgent. Saudi statement regarding the current military escalation in the region. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs expressed the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia's concern over the current military escalation in the region, calling for the necessity of de-escalation, refraining from further escalation, exercising restraint, and supporting Pakistani mediation and diplomatic efforts to reach a political solution that prevents the region from sliding into further tension, instability, and destruction of security and stability, which does not serve the interests of the region or the world. The ministry stated in its communiqué, the Kingdom emphasizes the importance of restoring the freedom of international maritime navigation in the Strait of Hormuz to its normal state as it was before February 28, demanding the assurance of safe and secure passage for ships without restrictions.
So that's the statement from Saudi Arabia. Mimi, you should check out the movie Being There from 1978. It's great. Here's the latest from TV Al Mararish on the release of the Iranian crew from the ship Tuska that was previously detained by the U.S.
أكدت وكالة فارس وصول 15 بحارا من طاقم السفينة توسكا المحتجزة من قبل الولايات المتحدة إلى إيران. وكانت الخارجية الباكستانية قد أعلنت أن الولايات المتحدة ستجلي 22 من أفراد طاقم سفينة حاويات إيرانية محتجزة إلى باكستان على أن يتم تسليمهم للجمهورية الإسلامية اليوم في خطوة وصفتها بأنها إجراء لبناء ثقة. وقالت باكستان إن وزير الخارجية محمد إسحاق دار أجرى مباحثات عبر الهاتف مع النظير الإيراني عباس عراقجي الليلة الماضية وناقش الوضع في المنطقة والجهود الدبلوماسية الباكستانية الجارية. وكانت السفينة توسكا تعرضت مع طاقمها لقرصنة أمريكية منتصف شهر أبريل الماضي. أكدت وكالة فارس وصول 15 بحارا من طاقم السفينة توسكا المحتجزة من قبل الولايات المتحدة إلى إيران. وكانت الخارجية الباكستانية قد أعلنت أن الولايات المتحدة ستجلي 22 من أفراد طاقم سفينة حاويات إيرانية محتجزة إلى باكستان على أن يتم تسليمهم للجمهورية الإسلامية اليوم، في خطوة وصفتها بأنها إجراء لبناء ثقة. وقالت باكستان إن وزير الخارجية محمد إسحاق دار أجرى مباحثات عبر الهاتف.
Looking for President Trump's remarks if he made any today. I don't think he did.
مع نظير الإيراني عباس عراقجي الليلة الماضية، وناقش الوضع في المنطقة والجهود الدبلوماسية الباكستانية الجارية. وكانت السفينة توسكا تعرضت مع طاقمها لقرصنة أمريكية منتصف شهر أبريل الماضي. أكدت وكالة
That was the latest about the return of the Iranian ships, crew members from the ship that was detained by the U.S. That happened before everything popped off today. All right, let me take a look at the latest updates. I don't think Mr. President Trump said anything to the press. I think he called ABC. I don't think he actually made remarks that I can find. All right. Here's the latest statement from Saudi Arabia, translated to English.
Demanding the assurance. Conversation. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs expresses the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia's concern regarding the current military escalation in the region and calls for the necessity of de-escalation, refraining from further escalation, exercising restraint, and supporting the Pakistani mediation and diplomatic efforts to reach a political solution that prevents the region from sliding into further tension, undermining security and stability, which does not serve the interests of the region and the world. If Saudi Arabia is concerned about the military escalation, it is...
All right, let's take a look at the latest from CENTCOM, which released footage of jets taking off to enforce this blockade, although no one has said anything about the Iranian attacks on the UAE or done anything about it for that matter. We'll take a look in 1 second here. All right, come on now. Let's load up. I think I might not have actually reposted the video. Yes, here it is. Here are the Super Hornets taking off from the U.S. Lincoln, USS. That's going to be great, Mimi. You have an awesome time with your boyfriend, and you tell him he could be a towel. All right, let's take a look. I have a few other pieces of footage as these ominous moments tick by. It's 5:34 p.m. Eastern. It's 11:34 p.m. in South Africa. That would be Monday, May 4th. May the 4th be with you, 2026. Shout out Tiffany Bob. Tiffany Blackbeard, the pirate. I'm a pirate too. It's 12:34 a.m. in Tel Aviv, Israel, and it's 1:04 a.m. in Tehran, Iran. That would be Tuesday, May 5th, 2026. Let's take a look. Hold on 1 second. I think I did repost something else now. If you would mind loading up for me, if you'd be so kind. Ah, yes. Let's take a listen to the latest statement from the representative of the leader of the revolution in the Defense Council. So the Iran's supreme leader, his representative in the Defense
Conversation. Translated from Persian. Representative of the leader of the revolution in the Defense Council. American pirates should know that the cost of the decision for the enemy will exceed the threshold of tolerance. The Islamic Republic of Iran is a sanctuary, and its security is a non-negotiable principle.
All right, well, they've really run with this thing about us being pirates, you know. Mr. President Trump declared us pirates, and now the Iranians, I told you they were going to run with it. They think we're pirates, all right? Let me show you the latest analysis from CNN, just a small clip from earlier with Alex Piltas.
Let's bring in our panel to talk about this. Alex Plitzis is the director of the Counterterrorism Program at the Atlantic Council. Sabrina Singh is the former deputy press secretary at the Pentagon under President Biden. Alex, the president now faces a big decision whether to call off the ceasefire officially and resume striking Iran or not. Where do you see this going?
Well, that'll largely depend on the Iranians. I mean, there's been a humanitarian crisis in the Strait that really hasn't gotten enough attention. There's been thousands of mariners stuck on ships, and the president was right to say that they needed to leave, and Iran really shouldn't be allowed to control. There was some initial conjecture by the president that perhaps, it might not be a bad thing if there was some joint control over the Strait, but he quickly...
Kuwait, Qatar, and the UAE are all closing parts of their airspace, which is not a good omen.
Pivoted and said that that's not the case. The Iranians can't control it. The State Department announced late last week that there was going to be a naval coalition built to help with escorts. So the messaging now is pretty clear that the U.S. isn't going to allow...
Oh, God bless Jerry. God bless him for being a veteran. A true hero, Mimi. You are lucky. You are wonderful, Mimi. God bless you.
...to happen, and now they're testing the Iranians' resolve. So depending on how the Iranians respond to this, we could see further action.
And Sabrina, Trump said the U.S. military will guide commercial ships through the Strait of Hormuz. He did not say they would escort them. And there is a difference between a vessel being escorted by the Navy, presumably the entire time, and being guided. But tell us more about that difference. And is this a realistic proposal?
There's a big difference between being escorted and guided. I think escorting is you are fully around that ship and providing protective...
That's true.
...capabilities as they transit a passage. Guiding is basically you've set up some type of coordination cell, and you're telling ships how to navigate through the strait. Now, Admiral Brad Cooper today said that they were providing some support via Apache helicopters and with their destroyers to allow ships to come through. He mentioned that they'd blown up 6 speedboats that Iran launched at different commercial vessels. But it's very different, and it's very different from what we did in the Biden administration, which was that we had gathered a coalition of countries, over a dozen countries, and started escorting ships that were making that transit through the Red Sea and the Bab el-Mandeb when the Houthis were firing missiles. So it's one step below that. It remains to be seen how effective this will be. I mean, CENTCOM did say 2 vessels got through, but there are so many more sailors and vessels stuck in that area. It's going to take a lot more capability to open up this strait.
Yeah, I think it's something like 80 to 100 a day go through the Strait of Hormuz. So 2 is not a lot. Alex, why do you think Iran has also restarted attacks on the UAE? And could that sort of side strike get out of hand, do you think?
So there's been some developments since the beginning of the conflict that have caused, I think, the Iranians to think that they could sort of do this and get away with it. Most recently, the UAE announced it was exiting OPEC. There's been, open levels of below the level of hostilities between the UAE and Saudi over the last few years. We saw it play out in Yemen as well, and they also bore the brunt of all the attacks to date. They've also, it was clear that the
2,100 attacks on the UAE during the war compared to 1,100 on Israel, which was the second most attacks on a country during the war. Oh, that's wonderful, Mimi. Those reunions must be awesome. God bless you, Mimi.
The Israelis had also provided Golden Dome technology, and so between the relationship with the United States, the relationship with the Israelis, exiting OPEC and the Saudis, and then some ships trying to leave Fujairah, which is on the, as you showed on the map there, on the eastern coast there of the peninsula where that explosion mark is, that the Iranians felt they could take a shot at it. It was also a warning, because that's also massive oil storage tanks there, that if anybody tries to do something they don't like, they could potentially attack oil infrastructure and cause further distress to the markets and pricing, which they think the president's concerned about. So this was all calculated on their part, though the president seems to have tried to dismiss that as just a rogue event in light of the fact that it was isolated at least until now. But we'll see if the Iranians continue.
And Sabrina, the status of the strait depends largely on the confidence of commercial shipping companies and insurance companies.
And the number of mines in the strait.
Companies, and whether they believe it's safe enough to transit. Clearly, even amid the ceasefire, this isn't safe. We see this today. What would it take to give the companies and the insurance companies, the vessel companies and the insurance companies, confidence to resume the world global oil trade?
Well, like you said, this is the biggest thing. I mean, a captain might be willing to make the transit, but will the insurance company be willing to put forward that money and say, okay, go for it? And likely that's unlikely to happen unless there is a true end to the war. So I think what companies and insurance companies are particularly looking at is what's the off-ramp here and who is going to be clearing the strait of those mines, because the companies want to see those mines being cleared out of the way, and they frankly want a coalition to probably help with some.
Wait, what Was that the hot mic?
Is going to be clearing the strait of those mines, because the companies want to see those mines being cleared out of the way, and they frankly want a coalition to probably.
We could pile on this question? What? How'd that make it into the feed?
And who is going to be clearing the strait of those mines? Because the companies want to see those mines being cleared out of the way, and they frankly want a coalition to probably help with some of those efforts as well.
So, Alex, I want to.
Oh, wow. Was that the producer telling him to look at his screen, the host, because there's a note? Wow. How'd that get into the feed, bruh? That's not supposed to be broadcast over television. That's awkward. Benefits of not having a producer, I guess. You don't have any moments like that. Hi, Towel Mom Lynn. We are on the verge of war, but the U.S.-Israel response has not happened. You should expect it to happen at any point tonight. I might go lay down, actually. I think the plan is I'm going to go to sleep. Here's the plan. We have a plan. I'm going to go to sleep now. As soon as there is an alert, trust me, you will know, because Israel will get attacked. I will wake up. We will start the stream. There is a press conference tomorrow. We all have to be up early, 8 a.m. All right? My stream will start way before that. I'll take the press conference, then I got to leave, go to the doctor. That's after 8:30, and then, or 8:45. Then I'll come back. We'll do our day's coverage. You should expect, my dear friends, me to resume this stream in, I don't know, any number of hours. I don't know when Iran is going to get attacked by Israel and the U.S. I know that the only option is for it to happen. Iran has quite literally bombed the UAE, dear Towel Mom Lynn, God bless you, no less than, I don't know, 7 times today. The oil port in the south of the UAE, Fujihara, I'm not pronouncing it correctly, it's hard to say, was hit. A ship belonging to the UAE was hit and is on fire. How do I know? I've seen primary source videos of both of these incidents. A drone within the last hour and a half went from Iran and crashed directly into the heart of one of the UAE cities. I think it was Dubai. I watched the drone crash into the building, in fact, just an hour and a half ago on this feed. Oh, God bless you, Mimi. You are so wonderful. Mimi, Nikki and I would love to come meet you. I can't wait to tell her. You are so kind, Mimi. Mimi, did you know it is, I think I put it in the special place, but I have your card. Mimi, do you know what I keep next to me at all times? I'm not even kidding you, Mimi. I keep that little doggy right next to me at all times. He sits with me, Mimi, during my streams. I love him so much. He's so wonderful. Mimi is just, did you know Mimi sent me a little doggy? Look at him. He's just the greatest. No, he's a little doggy. I forgot how great he is. He sits right with me. He's literally within reach at all times. Him and Pete Bunny Towel. Oh, Mimi, you're wonderful. Hi, Towel Mom Lynn again. Oh, Mimi, you're just so great. I love my little towel doggy. He's great. Towel girlfriend Nikki said we can frame him. I'm so excited. And yes, Towel girlfriend Nikki is so excited. I'm so glad you got to meet her. We definitely are going to come visit you. She has a whole atlas she's going to get. We are coming to visit Mimi. Hashtag road trip to see Mimi. All right, so here's the plan. All right, we got a towel plan. I'm going to sleep now so that I can wake up at whatever time this all occurs, which could be sooner rather than later. I may not get very much rest. And then we will commence. I don't know when it's going to start. I don't know where it's going to start. I don't know who's going to start it, frankly. Well, I know the answer to that. It's going to be the U.S. and Israel in response to the attacks on the UAE. In fact, the UAE has already said that they're going to attack in response. The question is just when. All right? I agree, Mimi. It's one of those things that anything can happen at any time. It's not a surprise that anyone wants, but at least we now know. There is some definitive sort of range of options. There will be a response. If no one responds to what Iran just did, then Iran is in charge. And I don't think anyone is going, just as a realpolitik analysis, I don't believe anyone's going to allow that to happen. Whether or not, I don't agree that we should be at this state of affairs, but the only option geopolitically, just from a purely realist analysis, which is the idea that it's a political science analysis that's comes from the perspective of states exist to do one thing: preserve, expand, and demonstrate their power. So from a realist perspective, which is an analytical framework to analyze the motive of states, the Americans and the UAE and the Kuwaitis and Bahrain and Israel only have one choice here, which is to respond militarily. Iran tested them. The question is not if it will happen, the response. The question is when and how. Okay, we're getting early reports that America and Israel are weighing attacks on Iranian energy and infrastructure targets. Realpolitik indeed. So that's exactly what we're looking at. All right. The question is just when it's going to happen. I will be with you. Yes, Mimi, it did. God bless you. Thank you so much for that, Mimi. You were so kind. That the end of the month, I think at that time when it came in, was really hard, and you made such a big difference. I'm so grateful to you, Mimi. I really am. I didn't, I wouldn't bring it up unprompted, but that was the nicest thing. It was so kind. Tao girlfriend said we can frame the dog, and I'm so honored. I'm always going to remember that, Mimi. You're just the sweetest. I'm so grateful to you. I have so many wonderful friends, and Mimi is just a treasure. Her energy has gotten me through some very intense moments on this stream. Just her presence, the way her energy uplifts me, it's just a treat. I'm blessed. I really do feel blessed. And I'm going to get to meet Mimi. Me and my Tao girlfriend, Nikki, we're going to go on an adventure, do travel vlogs, and then we're going to come meet Mimi. It's going to be great. I'm so excited. Oh, God bless you, Francine. Francine has a funeral tomorrow. Francine, I'll get your dear friend, Pete Bunnytail. My back's starting to hurt a little bit anyway. Pete Bunnytail has been thinking of you. He thinks you're wonderful, Francine. He wants to let you know he'll be praying for you during your funeral tomorrow that you're going to attend. God bless you, my friend Francine. You're so wonderful. Pete Bunnytail is so thrilled to have you in his life, just like I'm so thrilled to have Mimi in my life, and Tower Girlfriend, and all of you wonderful friends. Hi, Silent Dogs. How you doing? How are you, Blocky? Bakichi. I love that username. Bakichi, how are you doing, dear friend? Oh, Francine, God bless you, my friend. I think Pete Bunnytail gets uplifted by your presence, just like I get uplifted by Mimi's presence. Silent Dogs, the Iranians launched 7 waves of missiles and drone attacks at the UAE. A majority were intercepted, but there were a number of strikes, including on a UAE tanker, apartment building in Oman, the north of Oman, and then there was also a strike, give me 1 second, I saw a drone hit in Dubai, and again, there were 7 waves of Iranian strikes, including with ballistic missiles and drones, starting at 9 a.m. Eastern. There were waves at 9, 10, 11, 9, 11, multiple times during 11 a.m. Eastern in the U.S., multiple strikes after 12:22, 12:24 p.m. Eastern, and then another round at about 3 p.m., and then a potential another round in the last hour and a half around 4:30 p.m. There has been no response. No response by the UAE, no response by Israel, no response by America, no response really by anyone. It's coming. The question is when. You will see another stream go live on this channel as soon as there is any type of attack. The Hezbollah is clearly saving up and getting ready to go. They didn't respond with any attacks in Israel. I can actually get you the exact timing. Give me 1 second. They have not responded. They have not attacked Israel in 12 hours. How do I know? I'm looking at it right now. The last attack was 12 hours ago. I'll show you it behind me. It was one drone at 5:22 in the morning. So 12 hours ago precisely. I bet it is Standing Stones. Hashtag vote Adam Deutsch. You're right, Penny. You're right, Penny. The UAE, it was telegraphed yesterday when the Iranians said that the UAE participated in the attack on Iran. All right, here's the latest update. I think coming. You're going to see another stream start sooner rather than later, but I have to rest a little bit. You want me to get at least a few hours rest. Here is the update.
Conversation. Washington, May 4th. U.S. President Donald Trump declined to confirm whether the ceasefire with Iran remains in effect after recent exchanges in the Strait of Hormuz, saying he could not disclose details when asked about possible renewed strikes.
There you go. So my back is bothering me. I'm having a few spasms, as it were. I'm going to go rest. I'll do Tippecanoe for you, though, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll be back with another stream, I assure you, as soon as the activity goes live. Okay, so I like to do the presidents in order to test my mental acuity at the end of streams. We call it Tippecanoe in Tyler 2. So you have President Washington, then you have President Adams, then President Jefferson, then President Madison. Skip forward date, which is Van Buren. All right. Actually, you know what? Let's start adding a new president each day. Who was the 5th president? 5th U.S. president. James Monroe. I can do that. Madison, then Monroe. All right, here we go. All right, here we go. So we'll start again. President Washington, then President Adams, then President Jefferson, then President Madison, then President Monroe. Okay, skip forward 6, 7, skip forward to 8, which is going to be, what is 8 going to be? What is 8 going to be? President Jackson. Sorry, I was reading my email. 8's going to be President Jackson during the Bank Wars, 1834 to 1836. Then we go forward to Tippecanoe and Tyler 2. All right, so ready? It's Pierce, Taylor. Nope. We got to start again. President Washington, President Adams, President Jefferson, President Madison, President Monroe. Skip forward to 8, which is Jackson, Van Buren, the Van Buren boys. Skip forward to 13, which is Andrew Jackson. Now we do Tippecanoe and Tyler 2. So it's Polk, Taylor, Pierce, Buchanan, Lincoln, Johnson, Grant, Rutherford B. Hayes, Garfield, Chester A. Arthur, Cleveland, Harrison, Cleveland, McKinley, Teddy Roosevelt, William Howard Taft, Woodrow Wilson, Harding, Coolidge, Hoover, FDR, Truman, Eisenhower, Kennedy, Johnson, Nixon, Ford, Carter, Reagan, Bush 1, Clinton, Bush 2, Obama, Trump, Biden, Trump. How about them apples? That's how we do it. Triplet Bob loves Tippecanoe and Tyler 2, and so do I. Now, this is a public information service. Thank you all so much for joining me on Towel News tonight. It's 5:54 p.m. Eastern, U.S. wartime. We are taking a short break. You will see me again whenever the response from the Americans and the Israelis and the UAE and the Qataris and the Kuwaitis and the Bahrainis happens to, in response to what happened over the course of today, which was 7 ballistic missile and drone attacks by Iran on the UAE over a period of 5 to 7 hours, depending on when you count the last drone attack. All right, it's been quite a day. It's coming up on 11:54 p.m. Nikki time, South Africa time. It is Monday, May 4th, 2026. May the 4th be with you. Shout out Tiffany Bob, Tiffany Blackbeard Bob. May the 4th be with you all. And then it is 12:55 a.m. in Tel Aviv, Israel. It is 1:25 a.m. in Tehran, Iran. That would be Tuesday, May 5th, 2026. Thank you all so much for welcoming me into your home tonight. And as you know, you can support this public information service, or me, basically, Towel News. It's a one-man show. It's just me. I source the clips, I run the production software, I make it all happen. You know, I'm the man behind the towel curtain. It's just me. There is no man behind the towel curtain. There's no sponsors. It's just you. You keep this wonderful public information service alive. Mimi, you're so wonderful. I'm so grateful for you. We love you and Ellie very much. God bless you. Nikki Towel and I, Towel Girlfriend, cannot wait to meet you. Pick a handle. How you doing? Don't you worry. We will be back. Thank you, Mercury Star. It was great to see you. I'm going to get a short rest, whether it's 90 minutes, 3 hours, who knows. I have a coffee maker, hashtag Towel Coffee Maker, and I shall return. All right, so you can if you want to support this stream, you can like this channel. You can subscribe. Someone asked a question, so I'll respond on email about the subscription. So unfortunately, to actually get a channel subscription to unlock the emojis, you have to either like go on a desktop or try a different platform, because to buy the membership you have to go straight through YouTube. I don't know of a way to actually buy a membership for a specific other person. I'll ask my community partner about that, but just know I have gotten your email. I will look into that. God bless you. Thank you for sending that. I promise you, if there is an answer, I can actually ask support about this, I'm sure. If there's an answer, I will get one for you, my dear friend. All right, so thank you all. Speaking of that, yes, you can get memberships to the channel. You can subscribe to Towel News, youtube.com/@GrantSmithEllis. You can like the stream. It lets people know, the content is helpful. Yes, there was Penny by the U.S. Secret Service. The man was brought down and a weapon was recovered. That is the latest update there. Now, if you really want to pay it forward, though, if you've learned something today, if you benefited from this stream or the chat, then there's something you can do, which is you can look for reasons to do small acts of service and kindness for people around you. Yes, hello, Alvaro. It's good to see you. There were 7 Iranian attacks on the UAE today, drone and ballistic missile attacks, multiple fires in the Fujihara, I might be saying that wrong, oil port, as well as a drone attack in Dubai itself, at least one. There was also an attack on a Emirati boat that was completely burned to a crisp. I've seen primary source video of it. So that is what's been going on. There is an expected response. The UAE has basically threatened a response, saying they will respond. It has not happened yet, and Israel and the US are also reported to be contemplating their response. Qatar and Bahrain and the UAE have all partially closed their airspace, which is an indicia of things to come. My name is Grant Smith Ellis, and as I said, I will be back with you soon. Don't worry about that on Towel News. But if you benefited from this update stream, it was going to be, a stream that went. But I think I should rest up because I have doctors tomorrow. There's an 8 a.m. press conference, and we can just wake up at 4 a.m. at Eastern time if something happens, and I'll be able to cover straight through the morning with you. All right, so if you benefited from this stream, if you learned something today, do consider looking for a reason to do a small act of service and kindness for those around you. Have you considered, perhaps, donating to our homeless veterans or service members or their family? There should not be one veteran in the United States, I can't speak for other countries, homeless against their will. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, if they want to go live in the woods with their survival skill, we're not going to stop them. But if there is one veteran of our armed forces, the men and women, our sons and daughters who fought for us and put their lives on the line to give us the freedoms that allow us to have our opinions and do the work that we do and have our wonderful country that we all love dearly, I believe that, then if there's one homeless veteran, we have failed. We failed as a country, we failed as a society, and you can donate to our homeless veterans today in order to help them. Until there is not one homeless veteran against their will, remember, we're not going to stop our veterans. I've heard of one-off cases where people just have survival skills, they like to live in the woods. It's called off-grid. I'm not going to tell you you can't do that. I'm going to offer you support. Maybe we can give them subsidies. I'm not really sure. I'll look into it. But there should not, if there is one homeless veteran in the United States of America against their will, we failed. And we must, it's not a slogan, it's not a statement, it's an actual fact. We must strive every day. I can't do it in every country. I'm an American towel. Maybe you want to do it in your country too. But we have to strive every day to give our veterans enough resources so that there is not one veteran homeless against their will in the United States. We have all these CEOs making more money than I ever want to even count. We have all these companies doing well, thriving, but we still have homeless veterans in the United States of America, and that is unacceptable. My name is Grant Smith Ellis. Oh, hi, Diva. It's so good to see you. God bless you. So, you may also consider, by the way, a donation. Say you want to help our furry friends. Pete Bunny Towel, the channel mascot, he's not an animal. But say you want to help our furry friends and our service members or veterans. Have you considered a donation to an animal shelter that's run by veterans or that helps our veterans and service members? Great way to help our furry friends. Great way to help our service members and veterans. But if you can't find one of those shelters, you may consider a donation to an animal shelter just in general. That's our great way to help our fur friends. Everyone loves animals. Save the goats, save the cats, save the dogs, save the sheep, save the chickens, save the snakes, save all of the animals. Hashtag save the goats. But if you're in the UK, for example, you may consider a donation to The Big Issue. The Big Issue people, the sellers of the newspaper that helps homeless populations, they can't yell anymore on the street, but you can donate to that organization. It's a great way to help populations experiencing homelessness in the UK. That's The Big Issue. Now, it doesn't have to be a donation. It can be something as simple as smiling at someone on the street, reaching out to a friend or family member you haven't heard from in a while. I might even call Towel Nana tonight if we have a little bit of a break. She's great. She's an Italian towel nana. She's amazing. She's my towel nana. Or giving away 200 tomato plates like Francis Futrell did one time and having them designated honorary towels during the outro forevermore. Yes, in that way, may we pray that realpolitik that we talked about earlier continues to change from one centered on preserving, expanding, and demonstrating our power to instead one centered on preserving, expanding, and demonstrating our capacity to engage in small acts of service and kindness rooted in unconditional love. Therein allowing us to live up to our Tau Eudaimonia or Summum Bonum, our greatest good in the ancient Greek or Latin respectively, and in turn bringing about a new digital epoch defined by Aquarius the water bearer standing tall and carrying a peep bunny towel. I believe it's possible because of you all. God bless each and every one of you. Triple Bob, Tiffany Bob, Francine, Silent Dogs. You know I will play you one song. Actually, my back's spasming a little bit. We're going to pause on the outro song and just listen to my towel body, and I'm going to go lay down before it gets worse. I'll be back, I'm sure, sooner rather than later, hopefully having done a stretch so the spasming stops. Thank you for welcoming me into your home tonight. Thank you for being you. Thank you for supporting each other and being so compassionate and kind. Over the past 64 days, over 180 countries have watched Towel News, 1.7 million views, not impressions, which is over like 3 million, and counting. God bless each and every one of you, from me to you. Signing off, Grant Smith Ellis, from the War Desk in Boston. God bless you all. May God protect the United States of America, and we will, although it's not the end of our broadcast day, you know I'm going to play this. We have to end, ladies and gentlemen, with my new favorite way to end. Even though my back's kind of spasming, it's fine. It's fine. You know how we're about to end. You know it's coming. You know exactly what's coming, my friends. Oh, yes. Yes, yes, get ready for it. That's an American flag. It's going to be as great as you think. You know exactly what I'm about to play. To conclude at least this portion, oh, God bless you, Moonstar and Silent Dogs and all the world's a stage, and pick a handle. You're all so wonderful. You know exactly what's coming, ladies and gentlemen. To conclude this portion of your broadcast day, as your host has back spasms, I will play you our outro.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
And that concludes this portion of your broadcast day. God bless you. May God protect the United States of America, and may God protect us all. My name is Grant Smith Ellis. Thank you again for welcoming me into your home and for